welcome back to the Replayer Podcast. I am Pagan, your host for this week, and joining me, of course, is my co-host, Dan.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, what's up, Dan? How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good. Thank you very much. And joining us today are our Replayer guests, Aaron and Ash. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Wow,
I don't know how we got on here.
That was so
I don't know
downplayed.
who let you guys in. What's going on?
It's a work
Why are
release
you all
thing.
in ties? I don't know.
Yeah,
Who knows?
it's the prison system has this
I
order they gotta
know.
meet. So
Like,
whatever.
we're both on parole, and
Yeah.
you need to hire a certain amount of parolees.
Yep.
It's the community service. We have to get you guys in for the community service. What can we do? What can we say? Eh?
Because you're not
what's the show?
replayers, just community service.
Yeah,
No,
requirements.
we're repeat offenders. That's
Yeah,
Repeat
exactly.
offenders.
It's kind of
you
the
guys
same
are on
word,
the
but not
wrong
really.
Show.
We
Yeah.
started our Replayer fan group in prison.
Oh,
Like-
that's nice.
Like we used our 15 minutes of computer time to watch parts of each episode.
That's right. Shout out to the library gang.
I know.
Library gang.
Freaking-
Anywho,
Well, at least they have chicken and taters in prison, Pop.
taters.
Like, chicken
Sangria.
taters. Anyway, welcome to the show, guys. It's good to have you here. We do this thing. Yeah, we do this thing with people that are on our show, if they're on parole or not, doesn't matter. You guys can basically just kind of like introduce yourself and how you found the community in the first place. So how long have you been a member? How did you get here? How did you get to Retro Replay? Not here specifically, just Retro Replay the show.
Wait, are we not calling it the replayer journey anymore? Patent pending?
You can have the yeah,
Aw.
fine. What is your
Oh my
replay?
God.
I like that. I like that.
that.
That's like a big adventure.
Like, we've
Yeah.
been saying that for a long time.
It
Yeah, I've
sounds
been
like
saying that
something
for a
you
long
can make
time.
a compilation video of the Replayer
Yeah.
journey.
The
Replayer
replayer
journey.
journey. It goes off into a dream sequence. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you guys would like, go ahead. We'll start with Aaron.
Okay.
Give it to us.
All right, here's the nitty gritty of my adventure. I was a big fan of the Uncharted games and just voice acting too in general, and love Nolan. Really like a lot of stuff that Troy's been in. And when I found out they were doing a show where they play old video games, because I love old video games too, I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever heard of. So I got in pretty much like when it started, but I didn't know there was a community. I didn't know you could actually like sign up to a YouTube community. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll support them a little bit. And turned out there's a lot of cool people in the community. So
Nice.
sweet, score. I'm there. So, but I think in
Dan's
January,
just like,
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
agree.
mostly
I'm
Dan.
here.
Yeah.
Mostly
I
me.
found my best friend.
All
I found
right,
my best
Dan.
friend
We
forever,
are,
Dan.
we are BFFs now.
We are BFFs.
And now we're all
now.
friends. To quote
We
Chris.
are.
We are.
We are.
Now we're all friends.
No, we're all friends. Oops.
Oops, we did it again.
My bad.
So have you been? So did you say that you've been here from the beginning episodes, like when they started it? Or
Yeah, well, like I was watching from then, and then I just found out at the beginning, or like pretty much the end of last year, that there was like an actual like community you could sign up for. So I think in January, I started like literally the 1st of January in the actual like Retro Replay community. So
Cool.
since January.
Cool. No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Ash.
I ended up finding out about it because I work a lot of jobs where when it's slow, I just watch YouTube videos. So I streamed the E3 events, and there was a interview with Nolan and Troy talking about this show that they were going to launch called Retro Replay. And I think like, I don't know if it was like the week after or a couple days after, they like dropped like the first 3 episodes. So like, I kind of like knew like beforehand, because they were like, we're doing this show. And I was like, this sounds awesome, because like Aaron, like I'm a fan of the Uncharted series. I loved all their work. As a kid, I watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that
Nice.
Nolan was in like over and over and over again. So like I knew his voice pretty early on. Yeah, with Patrick Stewart.
Wow. See, now as a
Nice.
kid, I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Furiously googling this.
Okay.
not
I watched
TMNT.
it too, but I don't know why. I liked it because it was a little bit like adult-ish for like a cartoon.
Have you not seen the
TMNT.
original Turtles movie? That's
I have
The
seen
live
it.
action. The live
Okay, I'm
action
talking
is
about the
messed up.
animated
yeah, it's
stuff,
dark.
Yeah, it's
No,
real
it's
dark.
dark. It's dark, but I'm talking about the animated show.
No, I know.
I don't know this film. I know what you're
TMNT?
talking about. I know
He played
I know
Raph.
the context, but I don't know the film.
No, Pagan. He was the voice of Raph
Yep.
in
Raphael.
in this film. It was a lot of fun.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah, so I was in it from episode 1. I kind of like watched the live streams as they came out. I didn't really communicate in the live chat because like again like I would kind of like watch it while I was working. So like it was like out there, I'd like watch it, I'd laugh, and then I started getting into the live chat like a little bit more. And then it wasn't until like the perks started when I found out that my photo was on the bar for season 3, episode 1.
Yes.
I was next to Greg and Sarah, shout out. But But yeah, I was up there, and then
you were first photo on the bar, right?
I was first photo on the bar.
Yeah,
I was like,
I remember that.
It's my Facebook photo where I was at like a wedding where I'm going. But yeah,
oh snap! I never noticed.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I was. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
I did.
No,
I noticed.
Bullshit.
Thank you, Pagan. No,
You're welcome.
But afterwards,
No, I
like,
so did. 100% did, because I saw Greg and Sarah was on the thing, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And that's when, because like they started the member shout outs, right? The reason I saw it, I was like, I thought they were doing 1 member per show. And there were 2 photos up there. And I was like, oh my God, who else is up there? And then I went onto the Facebook group, and Ash had posted it. He was like, oh my God, it's my face on the thing.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Oh, that's so
I joined the
cool.
Facebook
And then
group
like
a
that's
couple
how
weeks
I kind of,
beforehand.
yeah,
So
that's
you
how I
were
kind of
stalking
Ash.
Pagan.
Oh,
No,
100%.
I was stalking Ash, if anything.
No,
and I
I'm
was
saying
stalking
you,
you.
Pagan, were stalking.
Perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
sorry,
we both were
sorry.
stalking each other.
Listen,
But I look at
You
your
were
ties.
talking, comma,
I
Pagan.
dead ass, no
Let's have you
joke.
the same time.
I thought Pagan wasn't a real person. I told
Most
Pagan
people
the
don't
told me
think
story.
this.
Pagan's a
You've
real
told me
person.
this before.
Pagan was not a real person to me
Yeah.
because I've seen so many people with like art as their photo or something, and like Pagan's like
Her
YouTube
modeling
photo
picture.
is like
Doesn't
this
match
photo with
this.
like the filter on top, and I was like, I don't know why in my head, like I was like, there's no way this is a real person.
It's not a real
Like,
person.
real
That
person
photo
and then
exists. I will send this to like you, Dan,
No,
throw that up
I
there, because it's
I thought you were like some like gremlin like in
bot.
like a basement like using like this model's photo that they
Catfishing?
found on the internet.
It was a catfish. It
It
was
was
a definite
definitely a
catfish.
it was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
catfish. It was a catfish. I did a modeling shoot for a local artist here, and yeah, I thought it was really, really cool. It was like a really close-up shot. It was a really tight shot, and my I have it here.
Of course she does.
Of course I do. It's on Google. It's on
It's on
Google.
Google.
Yeah.
Did you just
it
Google
was like-
yourself?
I was holding my scarf up to the light, so the light was coming through the scarf, and that's what that is. I was like, holy shit! I don't know when that
No,
was
yeah,
taken.
from
That
afar, I was
4 or
like,
5 years
this is
ago.
not a real person. This is somebody catfishing a bunch of people on the internet, and like, all right. And then I saw a photo
Turns
of
out
Pagan, and I was
that's
like,
true.
well, I'll be damned. All right.
No, it turns out I am definitely still.
So how did that
catfishing.
go
Like, I still
when
parade
you
that
met
heavy.
me and I was like, oh yeah, like I do the podcast with Pagan. You're like,
No,
Pagan's a real person?
no, I know.
Wait,
Yeah, that's exactly what I
wait.
had. I was like, it was honestly, I didn't really meet most of the community until, can we give a special shout out to Dan? The Zoom calls
Well,
he does every single
that's
week.
Dan and
Technically, that's
Brandy.
Brandy. That's Brandy that
Brandy
started
and
it.
Dan. Yeah,
Yes,
sorry. Shout out to Brandy.
I facilitate it with her, but it was Brandy's idea.
Yeah,
It was her baby.
Brandy. Shout out to Watery Tart. But
People who don't know what that is, like, totally
Yeah.
just thought you slammed Brandy just there.
No,
like,
no,
shout
she
out
loves
to Watery Tart.
She loves
Shout
it.
out
She
to
loves
Watery
it.
Tart.
That's
She-
her handle, everybody.
That's
That's her
her handle.
handle on Twitter and
No,
Twitch.
but if it wasn't for Brandy's Zoom calls, I definitely wouldn't have met the community, or I wouldn't even have met Aaron. And like, we wouldn't be like playing video games with each other. Like the
Yeah.
Zoom calls really where we all like met other people.
We hit it off too because we both
Yeah.
have the same horrific sense of humor.
Oh, yeah, I
So we
know.
made a couple. I was like, I feel like this dude could go dark with me, and we
Yeah.
both were like, we were kind of feeling it. Like, oh, how about this?
How
How about
dark
this?
can
And we're
you
like, oh
go?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
let's go there. And I was like, yeah, my buddy.
Aaron was doing the right thing as
Oh no, I've lost
a white
Ash.
guy, like
Oh,
not
no.
hitting certain jokes. But as soon as I
Right.
made a 9/11 joke, he's like, yes, let's go. We'll be best friends.
Yes,
I do that though. I
I'll
like
allow that.
somebody
I'll
will
allow
meet me
that.
and
You
I'm
allow
like,
that one.
I'll allow it.
you'll just be like, hey, listen, you're either gonna think I'm an asshole or you're gonna get my sense of humor. So
That's
I
it. I
know.
had a 50-50
Good luck.
shot either way.
Yeah,
No,
it's a
honestly,
50-50
that's like
shot.
both of us. We're like, either you're gonna hate us and think that we're trolls, or you're gonna think we're hilarious.
yeah,
And
basically you're gonna get it or you just not
Right.
gonna
Right.
get
That's
it.
the
You're
thing.
gonna
We
think about that.
are who we are.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't
Yeah.
try to hide it. So
For sure.
We're
I actually
terrible.
get that. I get that humor a lot. I've always
Humor-
grown up around that humor. So like that's
Yeah.
me. And I'm pretty sure the first time Dan and I were on a Zoom call with Drew, I basically said it to him. I was like, hey buddy, listen, I'm really sarcastic and pretty dry. So if you think I'm offensive, I'm just trying to be funny. And he's like, oh no, I get it. I
Aw.
think it's funny. And I was like, great, we're gonna get along swell.
It was like the first time we talked to Drew and we had like a 5-minute back and forth pun and play on words about Star Wars.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's like that was our conversation with Drew,
Sucks,
just
but
making
yeah.
talking about Luke
Nice.
Groundwalker or something like that.
Oh.
No, it was because we couldn't. You
Space
couldn't
Wars.
monetize on like Star Wars because of Disney's like
Oh yeah.
cash
Yeah.
overlords. And I was
Yeah.
like, whatever. I love space battles anyway. Space battles is better. And like we were just talking about
There
the
you go.
giveaways of that. You could come out with that.
We'll make our own thing.
Yeah, no.
We'll make our own
We'll make
thing.
our own
Fuck
thing.
them.
Space
Space
battles,
balls.
bro. Way
Yeah,
better.
Duke,
Way better.
Duke Ground Runner or something like that, or you know.
Hey,
I'd watch it. I'd
I
watch
think
it.
all of our humor is a hole in one.
It really is.
Yeah.
Way to
See
drive
what you
that home.
did there. See what you
Oh
did.
yeah,
there.
he drove it home. He drove it
Honestly,
home.
I will die on the hill of golf puns ever since
Yes.
the last
Oh,
part
absolutely.
too. Like
You
I
will.
don't care how many people
Yeah.
I offend, I will die on that.
hill
I will
of-
die on that hill.
Yeah. Ash's humor is dad humor if your dad was a horrific person.
Honestly,
did
yeah,
we get
that's the
here?
best
Yeah.
summary.
Maybe
I
we
mean,
need
all
to
right,
move
all right.
on.
We will. We'll move on.
Dan's like, we're
on
moving
that
on before
note,
He
we
literally
get
is
canceled.
grabbing the tie. Oh boy.
Hey,
Let's go.
listen,
Let's go.
listen. It's still segues. It's still segues. He mentioned The Last of Us
Yeah.
Part 2, and we're about to go into a gaming questionnaire. Ash, we're gonna start with you. What was your first introduction to gaming?
I have a little Game Boy SP playing, like when I was growing up, and I like played like Pokemon, like now and then. But I have a vivid memory of going to summer camp, and there were like these lines of computers, and each of them had something called Sega Smash Pack.
Oh my god!
Installed
Look at the
into
thing.
them?
It's so cute.
Yes. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Except mine is black.
Mine's
and
pink.
Wait, what's the game inside of it?
Oh, it's
What
Pokemon
is
Leaf
this?
Green.
Emerald.
I've never seen
Leaf green.
that.
Okay, I had
Oh, nice.
I had Emerald in
Nice.
mine, and it's in my bedside
Okay,
table.
I've seen the size of those games, all right, because I think the games also went into Game Boy Advance, right? The little ones. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking that up.
Oh.
Look at it, so
Fooly
cute.
Cooly. Look at that.
Yeah,
Shout
look
out
at
to
Fooly Cooly.
Fully coolly,
Weeb.
fully coolly.
Weeb.
Weeb.
Now I am an otaku,
Weave.
sir.
Yeah, I'm
Otaku.
Otaku, bro. I own a home.
Correction.
How dare you?
Whoa.
Pagan is lost.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Played
back
a
to
lot
what
of,
you were
like,
saying, Ash.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, no,
back
I
to what
played
you
a
were
lot
saying.
of I played a lot of like old school like Sonic, and I lost my mind when they did the old episode of Comic Zone, because I played Comic Zone nonstop. Like that was the one game in the Sega Smash Pack that I played and was like a little bit of a rebel, because they're like, you cannot play this one game because it's a little bit graphic for you kids. So of course I like played it all the time.
Oh, right.
and
Me and
got
you
in
have
trouble
talked
with the
about Comic Zone
counselors.
before, Ash,
Standard.
because we were like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
Comic
I
Zone.
love.
So good.
Dude, I love it. No, yeah, I played that, Shining Force, anything that was on there. That was really the takeoff. And I think my first console was a GameCube, because my parents were very much, we must be family friendly. No, you're not allowed to play Halo when you go over to your friend's house and play like a mature video game kind of deal.
You so
So
did that.
anything
Wow, those
that
are
was
strict
on
parents.
PlayStation,
For sure.
oh, they weren't strict. They were just very
They were
were
age
very-
appropriate. They were age
Yeah,
appropriate.
they were very age appropriate.
It
My
seems-
parents are immigrants.
It seems
so
strict
they
to
were
me
very much
compared
like
to
very strict.
the parents I've ever dealt with in retail when they're buying like Grand Theft Auto for their 10-year-old. And I'm like, this is a mature rated game. And they're like, well, he plays that at his friend's house anyways. It doesn't matter.
Dan, my first mature rated game was the very first Assassin's Creed game. And I had to spin a whole tale to get my mom to buy me that game. I literally like played the race card and was like, hey, we're Middle Eastern. The character's Middle Eastern. Help me see myself
I
in
need to
video
identify
games.
with this. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
literally, and
How
my mom
often
was
do you
like-
see
I'm
this in a
connecting with
video
our
game?
people.
Yeah, like I'm connecting with the culture. And my mom was like, all right,
Okay.
I'll buy this game for you. But yeah. No, yeah. I played a lot of age appropriate games. Anything that was on PlayStation or anything was like at a friend's house, and then I got a PlayStation because I told my parents had a BluRay player in it, and then I bought video games.
Nice. And do you know what? Honestly, I think when it came out, it was the cheaper Blu-ray player.
It
right?
was.
It
No,
was.
that's how I was
Whoa,
able
whoa,
to
whoa,
swing
no.
it. It was cheaper
You're talking
than
about
a
the
BluRay
PlayStation
player.
2?
Three.
PlayStation 3.
The PlayStation
And
3
it-
was $600 when it came out.
It's still now the cheapest Blu-ray player that you can get.
No, yeah, no. I had to wait a little bit, but it like got to the same price as a
I
Blu-ray
want somebody
player.
to
My
fact
parents were
check
like, we're gonna
that.
get a
And
Blu-ray
leave it in
player.
the comments. I don't believe you.
All right.
I will say
Yeah,
this to
leave
back
in
it
the
up.
comments.
As an AV guy, it is one of Sony's best Blu-ray players of that
True.
generation.
Yeah, because like literally my dad was looking for a Blu-ray player recently, like in the last year or so, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy you a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, because even
He's like,
Blu-ray
but
players
I
by
don't
themselves
need
now
a
are still
PlayStation. I don't want to play
expensive.
games. And I was like, no, Blu-ray players are expensive. Just buy a PlayStation 3 and you can watch Blu-rays. So he has like one Blu-ray and it's probably not even worth watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just uses it for Netflix now. Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. What about you, Aaron? What's your first introduction to gaming?
Because I'm really old. I was
So
there
old.
from like kind of the beginning phases. Some friends of
So
mine had.
Pong?
Oh yeah, no, literally, no. Some
Oh,
of my friends
wait.
had like
I was just
Atari,
kidding.
and they had the cowboy game where you like shot through cactuses or something. It literally was like 5 blocks equal the cowboy guy.
Like the
But,
tank game,
the
tanks for Atari.
Yeah, exactly, the tank. Yeah. Basically, the first thing I got when the Nintendo came out, my cousins got one, and like first seeing Super Mario Brothers, I was like blown away. So I was like, oh, this is amazing. I got to get one of these eventually. So it started with like Mario from pretty much early on. I was like Super Nintendo boy up until Super Nintendo, and then I kind of jumped ship to PlayStation. I kind of have been riding the PlayStation wave ever since, but it was
Yes.
pretty
Know the
early
answer
on.
to
Pretty
this
early on.
question.
Yeah, it actually
Uh-oh,
brings me
okay.
on to my next
Ask-
question, which is
ask
what
it anyway.
is your preferred platform?
Definitely PlayStation.
PlayStation. Ash?
Yeah.
How many of these is for me? Go ahead.
Oh, really? PlayStation. No, I'm a brand loyalist to like my heart. Like I find a brand and I like stick with it no matter how bad it gets later in life.
Okay.
I literally have a PlayStation
PlayStation?
button up.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. It was both PlayStation. Sorry to get your hopes up there, Dan.
Oh, I have no
so
qualms
PlayStation.
about it at all anymore. Like I've put that shit behind me. Like I don't care that most people prefer PlayStation. I understand that very well. I know there's more PlayStation players out there than Xbox. I have no issue with the majority of people being PlayStation fans. I
I'll
just
connect
like to
you
be
with
able to
my
play
roommate.
every and all games, and you have to have both consoles to do that.
That's true. Have them all.
I
have
just
all
think
consoles.
all games are great, and I want to play them all. So
Dan, can I go on the record though saying that I feel like this question is loaded to go against you as an Xbox player because
Probably.
we're literally in a community.
it is a very PlayStation
where-
dominant community.
Yes.
Yeah, like
True.
literally like
Very true.
Uncharted and The Last of Us are PlayStation exclusives. So like it's not like
No, and I've acknowledged
It's
this
not
on
like
the
we're setting
podcast
you up.
before.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
Right,
like
yeah.
before The Last of Us 2 came out, it was like every episode of the podcast, we get into a Last of Us conversation. I'd be like, this is not a Last of Us podcast. Please move
Please
on.
Stop.
Like,
Yeah.
let's go. We have the
Mm.
same conversation every episode.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite game regardless of platform?
I do, absolutely.
Go ahead.
The very first Nintendo Battletoads is still, I think,
Nice.
the greatest game ever.
Nintendo
I love that.
Battletoads?
Love it.
Battletoads. They
When I
played
was so
They played
excited-
that on the
They
show?
played it
Yeah,
on the show.
when they play, that's one of the things. Like early on, I was checking because I missed like the first few episodes, but I came back and I was like, oh, these guys are playing Battletoads. This is the greatest day of my life because like legit my favorite game ever. I've beaten it. I don't know how many times.
It
Like
was a great episode,
it.
actually. I really enjoyed watching
Love it.
that.
their
I've never
frustration
played
is
it.
real though. It's a terrible two-player game. It will break up your friendships. You will smash multiple systems and
Yeah,
throw controllers.
Battletoads is
so
ridiculous.
it's rough. It's
I'm
real
still
rough.
hoping for the new
Funny.
Battletoads.
Yeah.
Yeah, you Xbox people would.
Yeah.
Now I'm hating.
You
Now I'm bitter.
people.
Now I'm
Now
Oh,
I'm
better.
you're bitter.
People.
Now you're bitter.
Yeah, now
All right.
that Rare got bought by them, I'm pretty bitter.
I'm still hoping that
So-
Rare's gonna sneak out a Rare like specific game like Battletoads or like a reboot of like Banjo Kazooie or something.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Ooh.
Could do. What about you, Ash?
I'm a big fan of the BioShock games. I even like wrote a paper about them in college. Like I really am a big fan of them because they were able to like it was a really cool story and world and they incorporate a lot of like political and social commentary into the games. And that was like one of the first games I really played growing up that like presented video games more than like catching Pokemon or like seeing how fast a hedgehog could go or like yeah.
Sorry.
Take a drink. I'm just kidding. Oh, that's pretty cool. So in terms of, well, I mean, obviously they've played Battletoads and everything, Aaron. But is there a game that you'd like to see Nolan and guests play in the future? Is there something that you're like, oh man, I really wish this could be on the show?
I mean, there's a few. I don't know what direction they're planning on going because of the whole COVID thing. I know they're kind of rocking like the Lego Star Wars and just kind of
Sure.
doing old playbacks. But I would love, obviously, Dan knows and Ash knows. I would love to watch them play For Honor. I think that'd be really fun if they were doing a newer, like, you know, if they decided to go a newer
Okay.
route and just kind of ditch the old thing. If they do old school, I want to see them play an arcade game. I've shouted this out in the chat multiple times to Drew. Metamorphic Force. for arcade.
Hold on.
Yes.
I always have to look it up.
Yes, Google it. It's basically the fever dream child of the X-Men arcade game, but it's basically X-Men arcade and Altered Beast jammed into one thing with a lot of cocaine involved. So.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that sounds like a wild ride.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
More than that samurai flying head game they played.
I would say it's even crazier overall. Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Okay,
I'm not even aware of that game, but
it's very fun. It's super fun. It's super fun. I love that game. A lot of quarters wasted.
See,
I could have
so many quarters.
No, I could have bought. Yeah. I could have bought an Xbox, Dan, but I blew all my money when I was a kid, so I'm broke now. Sorry. I'd play Halo with you, but I can't.
No.
But besides Halo, what does Xbox really bring?
I'm not getting into that here.
Gears of Battle, I hear, is really good.
Gears of War is good.
Dan, I'll have you phone a friend. I'll get my roommate from the other room and just come in and talk about how he only plays Halo.
Fable.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Fable is cool, yeah.
Dude, I'm excited for the new Fable. Like, I'm excited to watch a playthrough of that, even though I won't get an Xbox myself.
Hellblade for sure.
That's a low blow. How dare you?
That is a low blow because Sony let that slip through their fingers.
They did. They did.
Sony fucked up on that one.
I'm hearing Cass screaming from like Massachusetts right now.
Shout out to Cass.
Shout out to Cass.
Shout out to Cass.
Friend of the show. I don't know where to go from that. Yeah, I feel like I didn't quite understand the Xbox stuff. I was like, huh?
Ash was supposed to say, what do you want to see them play?
I think it would be cool. I think if they want to do like a long-term thing, I know it's not like an old game, but like Aaron said, like if they're kind of like moving into like the newer genre, I think it'd be really funny to see Nolan do sort of like an RPG thing where he plays something like Skyrim or World of Warcraft, where like he creates a character and can like kind of like be the character, like do voices of the NPCs, and like kind of like explore a whole world. I think World of Warcraft
he'd get really into
Skyrim. I think Nolan would do well with that.
Yeah, I think
it has to be the most ridiculous character ever, though. It's got to be like a 4 foot tall, like elf, like blue
or something where he has like these giant biceps.
Yes.
Have you guys ever seen those videos of what is it, like the Monster Cast or Monster something? There's a video series out there where these guys play Dark Souls and they try to make their guy look as horrible as possible.
Oh yeah.
And they do it in like any game that has like a game character creator mode where they make their guy look as terrifying as possible.
Yeah.
I think that'd be funny for Nolan to do.
I don't know why that drives me crazy when I play online games with people that do that, because I love to basically I make myself.
You try to embody your character.
I want to make, that's the thing. I have a ton of imagination, but now when it comes to like my character, because I want it to be me in that fictional world, and then I see somebody with like an 8 foot long head and they're like, purple, and I'm just like, dude, what?
There have been days where I'm like, Aaron, let's play this RPG game, and he's like, okay, well, so we can't do it this day because I'm gonna need a whole day to work on the character.
Build the character.
Absolutely.
And he's like, make it look perfect, and then we can play. I was like, okay, whatever.
Like, we talked about this before. No, when we play like me and my buddy used to play Madden, and one of the I think FIFA 14. And literally, it would take the entire night to make our team, because we would customize every dude, give him a backstory, like, his dad was a real bad dude. He has an alcohol problem. This guy's been to prison 3 times. Like, literally, legit make the team from the ground up. And they're like, I don't really feel like playing anymore. So, okay, cool. We'll play tomorrow.
I think
you're
Nolan
playing
get
The
really
Sims
into that.
for real.
No,
The Sims for real.
Legit.
Oh my god.
But that's the thing. Like, I mean, I didn't know you could do all that kind of shit in Skyrim. Like, I didn't know you could like buy a house and like.
I think Skyrim would be a fun one. Or
That'd
just
be a good
any
one.
RPG where like Nolan could create a character, jump in, and it could be like a series because he could just keep trying to do like new missions.
He could
and like
go back to playing Secret of Mana and just be on news and keep playing where he left off.
Yeah, there you go, man. I was excited about that. Literally one of the only people who have ever played that game. I was just like, wow. It was an okay episode. Like, they weren't too crazy, but I was just happy to see that game like actually on something. Because I love that game.
Aaron, was that the game where you were playing the demo and I kept trying to get you to play the forest with me, and you're like, no, I'm playing this demo?
No, that was the sequel. That was the
sequel. Okay.
The sequel to it, but remastered. Yeah, it's the same series though.
I was like the annoying child, like, Aaron, play video games.
I was like, Ash,
no,
I don't have
demo.
time. I don't have time for your nonsense. I'm playing this RPG.
And is there any game that at the minute, like, I mean, obviously it's kind of weird with layouts and shit, but is there anything that you're looking forward to coming out this year, like, or in general for PlayStation, Xbox, anything that's been announced recently that you're like, oh,
Ash did
That
say he
looks dope.
wants to see Fable, but that's not coming out anytime soon.
Well, I want to
Say
see
that.
Fable. Like, I want to like watch people play Fable because I won't have an Xbox.
You could probably see
I
me playing it.
can't you ask your roommate?
There you
Can't you
go.
just watch him play?
No, no, you need to understand something about my roommate. Will.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry,
I love
sorry.
him to death. He only plays Halo. Like
Mm.
That's
that's it.
That's
He-
it.
he
Wait,
has
is
an
your
Xbox
roommate my friend
for
Doug?
Halo.
Because he
No, no.
only plays Halo.
You know, he plays Halo competitively. He is like top ranked, like super. Like I tried
Oh.
to play him. He beat me 21-0 on a one-on-one. Like he is like
Damn.
crazy good. And like we were watching the Xbox reveal thing. He kept pausing and be like, okay, so they haven't added thrust, but I can see that they added this thing, like breaking it down for like
Frame by
'cause he
frame.
plays a competitive mode. Yeah, it's been really honestly, I'm kind of excited for Halo to come out because I rarely get to see him be nerdy about things, and that's something he's very. I love seeing other people being excited about.
Yeah,
certain
get nerd
things,
out on something.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's definitely something I want to watch. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm very excited for the new Spider-Man, Miles Morales, because I love Miles, and honestly, the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Mm.
Viking Assassins.
For Honor 2, yeah,
I
that looks
know.
real good, dude.
I
Aaron's-
saw the
Aaron's a little
gameplay for that,
spicy.
and that doesn't look
I'm
that
pretty
good.
excited
I'm
for
sorry.
Valhalla.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It looks so cluttered.
You
and I was
can
like, no,
raid,
I-
like you can actually
Uh-oh.
siege the
Oh
temples
no!
and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Pagan made it awkward. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Back away. Like, not
Back away.
today,
Back away
Homer
Satan.
Simpson through the
slowly.
bushes.
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
Aaron
okay, well, this is
say what
interesting.
you're
What about
looking
you,
forward to?
Aaron?
Um, Mine's a really dorky, long-winded answer. I'm like so out of the loop with like what's coming out. I kind of like play it by ear. I don't get too excited about like day one releases anymore because most of my favorite games, it took like a year for them to get good. Like For Honor, No Man's Sky. There's like a handful of others
Oh,
that I play.
sure.
Arc, like I play
Patches and
like
shit, yeah.
religiously, but they were not good when they released. So I usually wait a while. If it's something, if the idea looks cool, I'll give them time to do a couple patches or something, and then I'll watch videos or watch like friends play it and see if like
Play a lot of
something-
those like persistent online games.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, although I will say the robot game that was on your stream the other day. I don't know if that's Xbox
the
exclusive.
Xbox,
The something?
Exomaka,
Yeah,
something like that.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that was
It's
that
a-
looked.
Free to play shooter game that was announced for Xbox that includes robots that battle each other, and there was a robot
Yeah.
dragon.
Yeah, there's a robot dragon. So no, Dan was like, Aaron, I feel like you'd like this, and I like looked at him like, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because that's totally in my wheelhouse.
I don't know if
So
it's
I
going to
am
be an Xbox
excited.
exclusive, but it looked awesome.
I hope not, but we'll see.
Mm.
I
I'm
hope it
excited for
is,
all of us
so I
to
can make
play,
you watch me
Yeah,
play it.
exactly. I'll just watch your Twitch streams of it and cry in the
Honestly,
corner.
I love watching Dan's Twitch streams. He does a
Oh.
lot of fun puns, and I appreciate
Oh,
the
yeah.
dad jokes.
Do
You
I
know
do
me.
puns? You guys do more puns in my stream, I think, than I do.
We do.
Yeah.
Among other things.
I'm excited for all of us on the next generation to play Sons of the Forest, sequel of The Forest.
I like
Wow.
That got all of you guys into playing The Forest.
Are we all gonna be Timmy? Like we're all a bunch of Timmys running around? That'd be
think
the best
so.
thing
Pagan's
ever.
so lost
I
right
love
now.
it.
I'm
Pagan-
so lost. I
Yeah.
don't know this game. I don't think I've
See,
played it. I
we've
don't
been
That's why
telling
she
you
needs to play
minimal
this. Yeah,
versions
she-
of
That's
it.
why
I'm
you
like,
need to play this game.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Imagine Minecraft and Resident Evil had a fucked up baby. That doesn't,
So what,
that doesn't work well.
What
That
the
doesn't
fuck?
operate as a
Ash, what you're
game.
saying
Jesus
is
Christ.
me and Pagan need to play the Forest together as a replayer podcast stream.
Yes.
Honestly,
Yes.
Dan, I would
You've
watch
been
the
trying to
shit
plug
out of
this
that.
for ages, Dan.
This is
Now
the
you're
one.
using them as
This
like,
is the one to do
you're
it.
just-
Pagan, I watched Dan, Brandy, Cass, and Chris attempt to play a multi-stream with it was Aaron, Billy, Amelia, and Candace, and they were like playing two different parties at the same time. It's just nonsense and ridiculous nonsense. Like Dan was like, I want to build an Ewok village.
Yeah, I
I
really
don't
want to build an
understand.
Ewok
So wait,
village.
can you build? I have no idea about this.
Yeah,
game.
you
You
can
can
build.
actually build
Yeah.
shit in this game.
Yes.
Yes.
But
So
you also
what's
have
the
to.
horror element of this game?
There's
Yeah.
cannibals that try to kill you and eat you.
Well, that's
And
horrifying.
mutants.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah, And yeah,
that'll
it
do
starts like Lost. It starts like Lost. You get crashed on a deserted island, and then it just goes.
Then
Then it goes to
downhill
shit.
real fast.
Sounds exactly
Yeah.
like Lost.
Your kind of game. It's definitely your kind of game.
right. Still there. I just don't think so.
I'd watch you guys play that. I think that'd be hilarious to
Oh,
watch as like a
absolutely.
replayer podcast.
Live event.
I'd like to do more
Pagan's
hard
like,
content,
when
but
I
at the
have
same time, I'm like,
time, maybe one day.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
when
busy.
I have-
I'm gonna be
she's
busy
so
all
busy
those
as
days.
the
Yeah.
intern and
Mhm.
everything. Like,
Yep.
I can't even tell you how little time I have. It's not even that. I have other things on my plate. I have so many. Which is interesting. But I have like a little diary now, so I'm trying to get myself back on track. So it's
Keep track of things.
gonna be it's gonna be good. It's gonna be okay.
Dear diary.
Dear diary. Today
Dear
I had a
diary,
podcast with
I hate
Ash and
the
Aaron.
forest. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate the forest and Ash and Aaron.
Dear
Fuck the
diary, I don't
forest.
know.
Yeah.
Dear
Yep.
diary, I don't know why I'm writing in you.
Yeah.
Writing these passages is honestly taking more time that I do not have away
Yeah.
from
This
the
is
things
why
that
I
need to be
can't do
doing.
anything else.
This is
yeah.
why,
This is
I-
why
This
I
is why I have
can't
no
do
time. I'm
anything.
writing in your
I
stupid
am still
face.
writing this passage. I have no idea.
I just draw hearts all over it. It's really
Yeah.
it's really time consuming and it must be done. All right. Well, let's move on to this week's content then in terms of retro replay content that I'm sure we have all seen. We're gonna start off with the first one, which is Father Knows Best. That comes out every Monday with Cooper and Nolan North. How do you guys feel about the show? Obviously, this is the newest version of retro replay that we've received, along with obviously the playthrough. But how are you guys feeling about Father Knows Best and Cooper and Nolan's chemistry on set?
I love it. I love the Lego games. It's one of the games I play with my dad. So like I get
No way! Did you really? That's cool.
Yeah, I played it. I played the Lego Star Wars on the Wii with my dad, the complete edition, because we were a Nintendo family. And then
I'm pretty sure that's how they played it originally.
think
and
so
they're
too,
playing
yeah.
it. Yeah, they're playing on PlayStation
Yeah,
for this. Yeah, that's cool.
no, so it's fun getting that nostalgia trip. And I played Lego games right now with my girlfriend because she's not into like crazy like shooter games, but she loves the Lego games and Animal Crossing. So like there are like a very few games I can play with her, but the Lego games are one of them. So like watching these two guys like watch it, and they very much have the father-son dynamic. I love when Nolan makes jokes and you can visibly see that Cooper is uncomfortable.
Cooper starts cringing, or he's just kind of like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I have been there with my dad and I understand that. I definitely got my humor from one side of my family. So it's like I'm getting my own nostalgia trip watching them on their own nostalgia trip.
That's kind of cool. That's a nice experience. I feel like we've had quite a few people on the podcast that have had parents that are also gamers and they've also played with them. I know, so lucky. My parents would give.
You just have to force them, Dan. You gotta force your
No,
parents.
that's
to play
literally
with
how I
you.
got mine. I was
Yeah,
like,
same.
I was
literally
lucky
like,
to
here's
get my
a Wiimote.
dad to play
Sit
Street
down.
Fighter 2 with me when I was 10 years old.
Oh, that's good. Hey, that's a good memory.
And he beat me
My-
with Blanca, and I lost my fucking shit.
Oh no!
Because they all
Did
used-
he
My dad
electrocute you?
played
Just the
Tekken.
electrical. Yeah, the electrical. Oh
What is
man.
it? Tekken and maybe like he used to play like I think it was Wolfenstein, the original Wolfenstein, and Duke Nukem on the PC.
Ooh,
Mm.
That was
snap.
class. I didn't get any
Nice.
of
Oh,
those
yeah.
references to hookers, but it was great.
Nice.
I got them later on though, and I thought this is a bit sketchy, but okay. Like, sure. Let your 4-year-old sit there and press the space bar to open the fucking door. Yeah, it was pretty good. What about this week's episode? I don't think I've like a
What
lot to
does
report.
Aaron think about Father Knows Best?
Aaron, what do you think of this episode?
What do I think?
Do you
I
like
thought
Aaron?
it was a general discussion. I'm sorry,
yeah, who
Aaron. Go ahead.
cares? I
Go
don't-
ahead.
Aaron
I-
hadn't spoke though.
No, Aaron.
Wait,
Aaron
Aaron's
is
here?
Aaron is the
trying to be
man of the
respectful.
hour though for this
What?
episode.
Oh no! Well, yeah, the other one. Well, are we talking
the
about
other one, yeah.
Father Knows Best? Or
We're talking about
Okay.
Father Knows Best.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I love Father Knows Best, but because the roles are reversed. I'm Nolan, and my dad is Cooper in that situation. He's just literally like, how did you turn out like this? Like, why are you saying these things? Like, who? I didn't teach you this. Your mom didn't teach you this. Like, why are you being?
Where
like
did you
this?
come
So,
from?
Yeah, where did you?
Go
If
home.
I didn't look like both of them combined, I would swear I was adopted. But no, I love it. I love the dynamic. Like Ash said, I love any of the Lego games. I love the old Lego Star Wars games. Personally, I love where the cutscenes they didn't speak.
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
they just mumble.
thank
To
you.
me, that was funnier. I think the jokes landed harder. I don't think they're that funny with like the dialogue isn't that funny anymore.
Mm.
But the little like mumbles and like side bands and then
Yeah.
somebody would just their head
Yeah.
would fall off and you're like, okay, that's hilarious. So
Yeah, that's I've been
Um,
saying that since they started Father Knows Best, that's my biggest issue if they move forward
Yeah.
with Lego games, that if they start
Okay.
going into some of the newer Lego games that started adopting the actual dialogue from the films. I think Lego Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings was the first one to do it. And it's just
Mhm.
not funny because Lego or Lord of the Rings is not a
Yeah.
funny movie for the most part.
Yeah.
It has its own
No.
jokes, but they don't translate to the
Right.
video game, and there's none of the Lego satire in that
I
game.
was so
It's like,
disappointed with that.
Me too. When they started doing that, like, because I love, like, my favorites are the Marvel Lego games, and they're cool, but it's just the jokes don't land as much as it did when it was just grunts and like slapstick stuff.
Dan, what's it, the indie one where like he like goes in front of the mirror and sees like he's like in like a Han Solo suit or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Cute.
Lego Indiana Jones makes a lot of Star Wars references, and I think Star Wars has
Nice.
Indiana Jones references in it back and forth. So like one of the early levels in Indiana Jones, you actually see there's a cave in the background, and you see Luke hanging frozen from the ceiling, and he's just like, "Hi!" He's just waving at you.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that they like cross-referenced each other.
Oh yeah.
But I do think that they had mentioned that though, like, right? They had said that there's a lot of replayers requesting either Indiana Jones or Pirates of the Caribbean, but I feel like it could be Indiana Jones.
I would like to see
'cause I think the
Pirates,
two
but
of
I'm
them have
happy if they go
picked up.
Indiana Jones first.
I think everybody wants Indy, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people had
Everyone I've
requested
talked
that.
to.
All right, yeah. I saw that.
Or Harry Potter.
Yep.
I think Indiana Jones will be funner though.
Oh yeah, people also said Harry Potter too. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one of the two actually. Yeah. Good point. This week's episode was kind of like, it was interesting. Like, I mean, again, like I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, so I'm just kind of like,
You're not there for the Star
know what's
Wars.
going there. I'm really not there for the Star Wars, but
Shame.
I'm sorry.
My favorite
I
part
lost
of that
so
one.
many respect points through this
Oh, yeah,
whole
yeah.
podcast. In the last
Yeah.
hour, Aaron's like,
Yeah,
fuck.
she's in the negative now. She had
I
like
know,
2
she's gotta
points,
do
and now
something to
she's
pull herself
below
out.
her. Yeah. she's
Speaking
done.
of cool
No,
points, I got to shout out Mr. Josh Neff on the YouTube calling me out because
Josh Neff.
he gave me shit because I said on last week's episode that I didn't like Claire and the bowgun in
True.
Resident Evil, and he was like, "You lost cool points on that one."
Aw.
Sorry,
Dan,
Josh.
you have extra cool points to spare. So like
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
fine, yeah.
Especially
I'll be all right.
since he's not wearing the glasses anymore, his
Oh, yeah,
approval
no.
rating just
I
went
was
through
like-
the roof, man.
When Dan was like, "Oh, these glasses," and like pulled like a Clark Kent, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Who is this man?"
Yeah,
Oh.
he had an S symbol
What
on his
happened to
shirt.
Dan?
Like,
Oh,
what's,
gosh.
yeah,
Yeah,
what's
where did
He's
Dan
gone.
go?
He's
Who's this
flying
guy?
around the room.
Pagan just
What?
replaced him on the podcast. We've never seen him again. Like, I
Paid
don't know what
actors.
happened.
Paid actors, my
This
friend.
guy.
It's great. Yeah, keep supporting the show, y'all. It pays for the paid actors that are here.
You got to keep those paid actors paid.
Gotta be
That's
keep it
right.
paid. I didn't know you could do this. Like, you could get the helmet, put the helmet on thing to get through doors.
Mm.
That was
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
That's in
I
like
didn't
every
know
one of
that.
the Lego
I think they're
games.
pretty cute.
Yeah.
Is it? I didn't know
I think
that.
so. Yeah.
I didn't play
Yeah, like
Lego,
hats.
though.
They would do hats in some of the
Yeah.
games. Like you can get through if you have like a costume of a bad guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Like, you like put on like the stormtrooper helmets, like to go through like certain doors and stuff.
But yeah, that's kind of cute.
I thought the crane game was my favorite part of that episode. I thought that was like just Nolan's reaction, like, "Hey Dave, we're going to work, we're just chilling out," and they're just literally they're just throwing them to their death in this giant hole, and I'm like, it's kind of dark but funny
Yeah.
because it's a Lego game, but I love it.
Also, was this the one where they like came into the room and there's all these stormtroopers in the hot tub
Yeah.
and just
Yeah,
shot them to
yeah.
shit? And I was like,
Yep.
wow,
murder
massacre
them.
in the hot tub, and everyone's just like cool.
If it was
about
a real game,
Like,
that's what another thing I love about those.
Whoa.
If they were real games, it'd be the most graphic,
Like,
gory,
this is
hard M.
I know.
awful.
Yeah, they're just people
Terrible.
are exploding, people are getting
So
beheaded,
sad.
eaten. Yeah, and
Legs
it's like,
are flying.
yeah,
Like,
it's like no, it's just Legos. It's fine.
That's actually one
they
of
were
the
just
funniest
chilling
things.
after a long day.
I love
Like,
that in the Lego games when they take something awful like that and they make it into the blocks just falling apart. Like
Yeah.
what was it? I forget if it was Star Wars, but either way, Star Wars and the characters just kind of fall apart. Or Lego Indiana Jones, there's the tough guy that Indy fights that he gets pushed into the plane
yeah, that
propeller. And
Yeah,
in the movie, it like
yes.
cuts. There's like a
It's
little
been-
blood splatter, but in the game, it's just pieces go flying.
See,
or like,
interesting, I mean,
when
it's
like
humorous,
Luke
but-
loses his hand.
Yeah,
Like he
Oh,
like
yeah,
just
yeah.
pops
It
out
goes-
his hand. Like,
that's that classic Lego humor.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, that's kind of what makes those games fun. And I've played a little bit of them. I played the Star Wars one, but I can't remember which one I played because
There's
again,
a lot of them
Yeah, there are tons.
Star Wars.
in Star Wars.
And I have
Um,
most of them.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the new one coming out. It's supposed to be all of the sky. I think it's like the Skywalker.
It's like the
saga.
full complete collection,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Full
Like
complete
one
one.
to
Yeah.
nine.
Yeah.
1 to 9.
movies, yeah.
I'm really excited for that one because the
This-
one I
like
played
a
on
collection
Wii
of
was
movies that are
like
coming
1
out?
through 6.
Lego Star Wars games.
Oh, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
It's a
no.
complete game with all like
Yeah.
from beginning to
All
end,
the-
pretty
oh,
much.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shit. I didn't know they were going to do the new ones. Wow.
They have been
Big
doing
up.
the
I
new
wanna-
ones.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I want a Rogue One
I was just gonna say that. Me too.
As Darth Vader in the hallway.
Oh
just
yes. Oh, just
Ding, ding,
taking
ding.
rebels out. Rebel scum.
Hashtag Rogue One, best Star Wars live action movie. Like hot take.
I can't hate.
I
No,
want
it
to say
was
Solo,
real good.
man. Solo's really good.
Well,
Oh,
it was
Ash.
nice seeing you guys.
Yeah,
How do
I
you leave
gotta-
meeting? Yeah, I gotta leave meeting real quick.
I gotta.
Don't get me wrong, Rogue One is really good too, but I
Hot
also
take.
really like Solo. And I think Solo didn't get the respect it deserves.
I respect your opinion, Dan.
You can talk to Billy about that one.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll do
I
that.
respect your opinion.
Pagan, you can come back now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to the next bit of content that we got this week is advice from Uncle Noli. Good ones. Good ones. I didn't think like. I mean, to be honest, like I watched it. It was like 8 minutes or something like that.
It was
this
a
week.
long one.
It was a long one. It was a long one. So there's quite a few questions in here that were really short, and some of them that were just gold. Does anybody have a favorite moment from this week's episode? Do you want me to refresh your memory by talking about something else?
I don't know. Like, this might be a hot take. I feel like this is just my own personal opinion. I feel like they might want to space out some Uncle Noli episodes like every other week, because I feel like they're like constantly coming out with Uncle Noli stuff where I'm worried as a fan that the character might get a bit dry.
Okay,
Like they might overdo the character a bit, because I remember I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not a TikTok person. I don't use the tick of the talks. I don't know how the app works. It's but I remember on the live episode you guys were on,
yes,
shout out, they mentioned that they were going to bring Uncle Noli to TikTok, and when I saw that I was like, no. Like they're literally going to milk the character Uncle Noli dry. I love Uncle Noli and I love the advice he gives. I like the episodes. I just feel like it's happening so often, and it's like happening like in the episodes. Like if they space off, I think it would feel a little bit more special.
Okay.
Like the Uncle Noli thing, but that's just my opinion.
No, I think that's a valid opinion, and it's worth sharing. I think I think you could totally be right. You can definitely overdo something and overdo a character. The other side of that though, like, is they have like 2,000 questions for Uncle Noli to get through.
I feel
so I'm kind of like
they have no shortage of like crazy questions.
Yeah,
honestly, shout out to Drew and all them for like organizing that. Or maybe that's your job now, Pagan, as the intern.
Still Drew.
To go on Ash's point, I would want to point out that this last episode of Uncle Noli had quite a few like serious questions and answers.
Yeah.
So that kind of breaks it up a bit. Like we had more actual like solid advice from Nolan. Yeah, he does throw in like the solid like Noli humor, but there's a lot of like legitimate answers in this one. A little less of the cock and balls humor, if you will.
Definitely true. I don't think was there a dick joke? Oh wait, there was a dick joke. There was like a boner
there's
dick joke.
I think there's a minimum of one dick joke in the episode.
Oh, for sure.
At least one. It's like a quota he has to reach. Yeah. I think like I think the one that like really struck me as like a really serious answer was like someone had written in, and it was by Simple Thoughts. And it says, "What can we learn as a society from social distancing?" And then like it started with like we can like appreciate the value of human touch, a handshake, a hug, and everything. And then eventually you just turned it into like also you'll learn who the smelly people are, and they just need to hopefully they're gonna go wash themselves before we get back into it. But like that whole section, I was like, damn, this got real. Like this got like.
There are some good ones. I honestly do enjoy. Like I like the goofy ones, but I do enjoy the
gold. The nuggets are like really good.
Because there's some good. I mean, like honestly, and like the relationship stuff. Like you can tell people are pouring their heart. They're like, no, legit. I'm scared. I'm I'm engaged. I need advice for living. Moving in with a significant other. And I'm like, I don't know if Nolan's the first person I would ask for that advice, but it's
Nolan then therapist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If he doesn't come up with anything good, I guess I'll see my psychiatrist.
Yeah,
he does say that though as well. He's like, go get help.
He's like, if this doesn't help you, go see a professional.
Hey, everyone should have a therapist. That's my opinion. Everyone should have.
Mine moved. Mine moved for I don't know why. Yeah, he just.
You don't know why they cut all contact with you, and you have no idea why.
Yeah, he's like a steel worker now. I don't know what his problem is, dude.
He had one meeting with Aaron and was like,
he's like, no, this isn't for me.
He has a therapist now.
I retire. This is it.
He's also drawing hearts in his diary like Pagan does. He's just
just filling the whole page.
hate
Be like,
One thing I will say about the Uncle Noli, I do kind of agree with Ash. I think it'd be awesome as like a bit thing that kind of almost like a Ren and Stimpy skit thing where it kind of pops up in the middle of an episode as like an intermission or something like that.
yeah, I see what you mean. Like
I think it'd be cool
to
as like
kind of mix
funny,
it up
like,
a little
you
bit.
never know. Yeah, you never
Just
know
spice
when you're
it.
gonna get an Uncle Noli, and all of a sudden it happens. You're like so excited because you're like, yeah, it's kind of came out of nowhere. But for me, it's kind of hard ever since like I think it was like the third one when he told me to basically shut up. I was kind of out.
Like I'm done.
Fair.
I'm not listening.
So it's hard to keep up with them when you're crying every time you see
Shut
the name.
Yeah.
Speaking of mixing it up, though, I
Aaron.
want to say I think this is the first Uncle Noli that we had it with a cutaway. I don't remember there being
that's
any
right.
cutaways
With
before
the Al
that.
Pacino cutaway.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
that mixed it
Yeah,
up a
maybe.
little bit.
Okay,
Shout out to
yeah.
Steph.
Maybe.
They did mix it up.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think they have before.
In terms of like what you said like before, where it's just like being a loud person is just like shut up or whatever. I think there was a similar one this week where there was two basically, like one like our president in Brazil is a prick, how do we get rid of him, and he's like vote him out, and the other one was I'm having trouble writing short films.
Oh yeah.
Can you help with writer's block? And he was just like, as if to be like, you're having trouble writing short films, then
Yeah.
maybe write something a lot shorter like pamphlets. And you're just like,
Yeah.
oh. Like there was no advice there. It was more just like
Yeah.
write something
Yeah.
shorter if you can't write something like
If you're
a short
struggling
film,
to
they're
write
short,
something
like,
already short, maybe
Yeah.
not write those.
I feel like people
Or
just don't
give up on
understand that like
writing.
that like short
Be a
films could be
therapist.
like
It's
Yeah,
basically
be a
what he was
therapist.
saying.
Be Aaron's new
Yeah,
therapist.
basically.
Yeah, there you go. Be my therapist. I need help.
Aaron needs help.
caffeine or write pamphlets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a particular favorite. I like the first one. This was a question by Bridie J, and it said how to get out more when you're scared. And he's like, do the best you can.
Yeah.
And if the world still scares you, become an astronaut because fuck this planet.
Yeah, that
It's
was a
like,
good one.
yes.
Hey,
I
shout out to
respect
the
that.
astronauts who like went on that. Like they like left. Like
But
like right
not
when
coming
the
back.
leaving was getting good.
They're not
I was
coming
Right
back,
when
yeah.
it was there,
I was
oh
like, how
god.
Yeah.
dare you?
Yeah,
Take
they're not
care,
coming
buddy.
back.
They'll just
Fuck
stay
this
up there for a
planet.
while and be like, hey, is it and say no?
Yeah.
All
Are we
right.
cool?
All right,
Is
well,
it 2021?
take
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
They're
it
like,
See
we're
you
safe?
next
just going at a different pace. It's interstellar up
They're
here,
like
so we don't
have
know.
the murder hornets come back.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah. Yeah, we wanted to see the murder hornets. We got gypped.
Let
man.
us know
Dude,
when
I
like
know.
there's floods and like plagues of locusts or anything. We're gonna watch it. We'll zoom right in. Like don't
Yeah.
worry. We got the popcorn ready. Don't worry about it. We'll just zoom right
We're gonna
in.
watch from up
Watch that
here where
catastrophe
it's
happen.
safe.
Exactly.
We also have a laser cannon. We're aimed right at the Earth, so just in
Someone
case it
has
gets too
like a
crazy.
cough on on their
Yeah.
deck and goes,
Oops,
and
put their
everyone's
elbow
like-
on the destruct button. My bad.
Yeah, they're like watching down, like the murder hornets have taken over the United States. Willy Wonka has called our president back
Yeah.
to the chocolate factory. Like I don't even know what the heck is
Kanye's
gonna happen
running
in
for
August.
president. Listen. It's
Yeah.
all over the place this year.
If
Fucking
nothing
hell.
Like,
else,
Oh,
hey,
man.
Pagan, can we move with you to Ireland?
Come
Like-
on over
like,
to
this
Ireland.
is like,
It's not any better, but come on over.
we're very
Have Guinness
swiftly
and cheese.
making our way
They've got a lot of
to
booze.
the world of
Got a lot of
Idiocracy.
booze.
You know,
Oh yeah.
dude, I know that
Oh, for
movie was
sure.
way before
Yeah.
its time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I feel
what
like
was the
that-
president's
yeah.
name? Like Cherokee Commando or something like
What's
that in
this?
that movie.
What film is this?
Terry Crews.
Terry
is
Crews.
character's
Pagan,
name.
it's a movie
Yeah.
called Idiocracy.
Idiocracy.
That was Mike Judge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike
Beavis and
Judge.
Butthead. Yeah.
Googling.
Terry Crews, What's
Luke
Wilson's brother's
Wilson.
name?
Luke Wilson.
Yeah, Luke Wilson.
The
Yeah,
other
yeah.
Wilson.
Wow.
It had a good cast. Yeah, it had
They
a
had
good
a really
cast.
good cast.
Yeah, but basically it's about a guy who gets put in a time capsule and wakes up 100 years in the future,
I think so.
and
yeah,
like
it
the
was-
entire population is retarded, and he's
Yeah.
like the
Wow.
smartest man alive now because
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody else is stupid,
yeah.
and it's
So
more or less what we're facing at this point in the world.
accurate.
Yeah, exactly. It
Everything
predicted
is,
the
like,
future.
commercialized.
No, the thing is, I remember it did terribly. Like it got
Yeah.
panned
No.
because it's like this would never like this is just too stupid. And then it's like now people are watching it like, dang.
Wow, they
he's
were
a
predicting
prophet.
the
He
future.
predicted it.
No,
Yeah, he
yeah.
predicted it. Now it's
It
like a
flopped.
masterpiece. Yeah, it's like he's gonna get like a posthumous Oscar for the movie because
No,
he
the
predicted it
movie
so well.
flopped when it came out. Like everyone was like, not only was like this is a bad movie, but it made no money.
Right.
So like
No.
it was like regarded as like a cult film, but now it's like getting a resurgence, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like
People are like, uh-oh, this is happening.
This is what we have to look forward to.
Each scene is actually coming true. Like, uh-oh.
It's crazy when I was thinking about it. Like, literally, this is going to go into history books where like the world stopped for like a year, I presume. So in 2021 or whatever, or like in 2031, 2041, when you're actually talking to your kids and be like, hey, so what was 2020 like? And you're like, ho. Why don't you sit down? It was like a fucking page of the Bible. Let's just go through what happened, shall we? And be like, oh shit, the whole world shut down for a whole fucking year.
See, I love that, Pagan, because like I talked to my mom about that, and my mom was like she looked at me and was like, Ashkan, I lived through the revolution in Iran. Schools were closed for 2 years.
Right.
This is nothing. Like, you'll be fine.
That's true.
That's it. Yeah,
like,
I
she like
for
dropped
us,
some like immigrant mom knowledge on me. I was like, all right. This is,
we're all
be
really
okay.
soft.
Fair.
Yeah, you'd be like, Mom, you forgot. We're soft. Like, we don't know what it's like to be like imprisoned or like, hated on. Or,
Yeah.
bad.
She was like, I was like, schools were canceled for 2 years. People learned how to fire guns. I was like, all right, Mom.
Exactly.
Like, this is all right.
all the
like,
children
all right.
were warriors back then. You're like, oh yeah, we'd die.
I was
We would
plucked
die.
out of 5th grade with an AK put in my hand.
Yeah, exactly.
literally.
Tough
I was
enough.
driving a
Okay,
tank.
Mom.
That was the day I
drove
became
a
a man. Like,
I was like, okay, Mom. Like, I'm gonna go back to social distancing
That is
now. Like, I'm not
totally
coming
fair.
over to the house for a while.
Yeah.
I think that's totally true. And like, that's everywhere. Like, if there's a plague that's localized or anything like that, but this is global, and it's
Right.
freaking me out the more I think about it. I'm like,
And the internet,
it's
I
not
think the
just
internet,
here. It's like
right?
everywhere.
Because we're
I'm
so
like,
connected.
well, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
it
you're
makes
so
it
connected,
also
you
makes
have
it
that.
more like, because we're all watching and listening at the same
Yeah.
time. So any one thing happens anywhere, everyone's seeing it like at the same
Mhm.
time. So that
Freak
kind of makes
out.
it crazier too.
Yeah, one thing happens, and then 50 million people on Facebook and Twitter know
Exactly.
about it.
That's
Like,
it. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yep.
Strange fucking times, yo. Strange fucking times. Thank God
Yeah,
we got
Dan.
retro replay to like.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Exactly.
No, yeah, this podcast happens. We post it on Twitter. 50 million people can access it.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody
You guys are saving the world. You're
Yeah, you
literally
guys are
saving the
honestly
world,
saving
guys.
the
Shout
world
out to
right
you.
now.
Shout out
You're
to you.
welcome.
Shout out to you guys.
Oh, it's
You're
nothing.
welcome. Whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
Dan.
All
You're
in a day's
welcome.
work, guys.
All in a day's work. So speaking of retro replay content.
What?
Oh, yeah,
What
back
were
to
we
that.
talking
Nice
about?
From
segue.
COVID.
Sweet
COVID
segue.
into-
We're all
Yeah.
gonna die, but back to retro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but back
exactly.
to retro replay. This week we got something really interesting and really new because it was not an Uncharted 3 playthrough. It was a retro replay live with Nolan North that was delayed due to technical
30
difficulties
minutes.
by 30 minutes.
I was gonna say, how long was it
Sweet
delayed?
internet.
30
Yeah.
minutes?
30 plus
30
minutes,
minutes.
I think.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I was doing
Um,
my best. I was doing my best here at like 12:30 in my time zone, being like, trying to type in
can
the
you
live chat.
help? Yeah, can you help at all?
Yeah.
With it? I mean, is that like that literally up to Nolan unplugging and replugging his
No,
router
it's all
until it
Nolan
works,
Drew.
basically?
Now,
Oh,
he
no,
did
Joe.
say that he was out in the
Okay.
backyard fist fighting a rattlesnake, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Something
that's
along
true.
those
What the
lines.
fuck? Holy shit. When he came
hope
in with
his
that
dogs
story, I
are
was like,
okay.
oh my God, I'm so
Yeah,
concerned
no.
about
It
his
was a
doggos.
cover.
I'm
It
so
was
worried
a
about his
cover.
dogs.
Yeah, it was just
Oh,
a
yeah,
long,
no.
like, just a cover.
Like,
what
no,
do you think we'll get away
go
with?
take care of your
Rattlesnake?
dogs.
Let's do the rattlesnake.
Yeah. The delay was funny though, because the live chat was still going. It was pumping. Like, everyone was
Oh,
having
yeah.
fun.
Oh,
Dan
yeah.
and I were like messaging in the live chat because like I was losing my mind because the music was going. And I'm like, the
Mm.
retro replay music was playing, but there was like no drop in the beats. And
No,
I'm like,
they
it
wouldn't
kept
change
cutting out
keys.
right before the bot.
Yeah, they were
And
not
I was
changing
like-
key.
I was like someone who's like really into hip hop and like that kind of like music.
Like,
I'm just like, why won't they drop
do
the
it.
beat? Like, this is, like I was like having
Yeah,
like
no.
an actual like aneurysm.
No, same. As a musician, when you
so
just
hyped.
play an intro for like a half an hour straight,
So
I'm
you were
like,
being
dude, you
edged
have to
for
go
half
somewhere.
an hour.
I mean, I don't
Oh,
know about you
literally,
guys,
I was
but
being
there's a mute
edged,
button
like-
on YouTube, and I just pressed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
muted.
Dan, I was being edged, and when Nolan came on, it just like I had to like shut the computer down. Like it was like all over, like
So excited.
destroyed.
Sploosh.
So excited.
There was no beat drop, and Nolan just came in and like ruined
No,
the beat
that's
anyway.
what pissed me off because Nolan came in and there still was no beat drop. So like
Right.
it just I just
Yeah.
never
Play
got
the
to
song.
film. Like
Yeah,
like
dude,
the
at
song
least
came
you
out,
play the
I was
song,
like,
dude.
no.
Seriously.
But a good episode, and they had like a really rare. This book was like there's only 500 printed, I think, in the world,
Mm.
and it was a super rare book that you can't get now. We checked it out on
Nathan
eBay
Drake
here in the UK, and it
Journal?
was £350. I think Grace, shout out to Grace, she also checked it, and in Australian dollars came out like $550.
I was gonna say, I think I saw somebody that shared it was like going for 500 here on
Ashkan
eBay.
Wow. Nope.
I'm just like
Bye.
thinking like that's like That's like bill money. That's like
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
car
that's a
payment.
payment. Yeah, that's a car
on the
payment.
car payment right
Yeah,
there.
your utilities.
Or
yeah.
that entire collection of pops you have behind you.
Yes. That
Hey,
too.
hey, this has been
worth it.
curated over many years. and
A
I
lot of
think,
those are
like,
gifts too.
It's
There's probably
definitely
a lot of
valued
gifts.
over $1,000. I have the Funko app that like tells me how
I
much
have to
everything's
ask,
appreciated.
Do
Yes.
you? So you can't take them out of their packaging because they'll lose value,
Okay.
right?
Yes, but I personally like them in the package.
I would agree.
there
I
are
think it looks
pops-
super neat.
There are pops that I've gotten where I don't really care about like them appreciating value or like anything else, but I'll like take them out of the box, or like I'll have like two of them. Like I have like a Batman Beyond one up there that I have two of, and I have like two of like the Gremlin Gizmo, and I just have like an out of the box.
You gotta buy
version
one to
on, like-
play
Yeah,
with
so-
and one to keep, right?
Exactly.
I was gonna say the same
Exactly.
thing. Do you buy two so that you can actually open
No,
one?
I don't buy two.
I
don't
used
buy
to do
two.
that
It
with
just
action
happens
figures when I was a
that-
kid.
Yeah.
Oh, same.
Somebody gives them
I
to
used
you?
to do that too. Sometimes I like get them as gifts, and like my parents instilled in me at a very young age that if someone gifts you something that you already own, you just smile and say thank you,
Right.
and then like pretend like you never had it to begin with.
Yeah.
So
like,
so someone's gonna like someone's like seen this podcast and they're like, oh, I want to send Ash a pop figure. What don't you have? It seems like you have everything on
So,
there. Do they have?
I want to give a
do they have
special
a
shout
theme?
out. You can kind of see like, hold on, I'm pointing at it right now. Up there, I want to give a special shout out to my girlfriend. I'm a big Deadpool fan. She went.
There's a
Oh,
lot of
that-
Deadpools.
That is all my girlfriend. That's all. Like she collected the first entire wave of Deadpool pops just for me.
Man.
And
Jeepers.
she drove an hour and a half to a Target to get the Target exclusive for me. And then like, yeah, no, she's the greatest.
dedication.
And,
That's
yeah,
true
and then
love.
over there, that's my One Piece collection. And then below the Deadpools, that's like my DC collection. And then I have more anime, DC, and then it just goes down. Actually, Dan, I actually mailed the thing that I mailed Brandy was I mailed two of the pops that I had that are repeats that because my girlfriend and I were moving in.
Spoiler
to
alert!
our-
Now she's gonna
Oh,
know.
you're trying to get rid of
our-
like.
oh no, she's
Yeah.
getting it tomorrow before the
Oh, yeah,
episode
sure.
airs. I sent her the baby Yoda pop
Mm.
because I got one and she got one, and I sent her. I got a.
Well, it saved me the
Plo Koon,
trouble getting
Master
her
Plo Koon.
one. She
Yeah,
does like
exactly.
Plo Koon. She
Yeah.
loves Plo Koon.
Yeah, no, that's the one that I mainly like. I wanted to send her because like she said that was her favorite master, and I had like I won that in like a contest, so I was like, it's just sitting on my counter, like I'll mail it over.
It's so cool. And your girlfriend has another collection, her own collection, or just more of your collection?
So she has her own collection, but we're gonna
So fascinating.
combine forces.
This is a
She
really
has, like,
deep
all of the
dive into
Birds of
pops.
Prey.
It
I
really
love-
It's
is.
really
I
fascinating because I
love
think
pop vinyls.
Bethany Rodriguez
I
is
have
the
more.
same,
up
right?
Oh,
She
yeah.
has like
I have
loads of
the
pops
big
as
ones
well.
up there.
Yeah, Bethany
like-
Rodriguez had a buttload of pops too. She had that massive collection behind her when she was on with us.
Yeah, it just fascinates me. Like I love pops. I have like 2 or 3, but like I
Mhm.
don't actually.
I think I
collect
have
them.
7. I have maybe
They're
7
so
pops.
cool though.
I
All
have
of mine are
0.
Harley Quinn.
Mm.
Yeah, no, Abby just collected all the Harley Quinns for the Birds of Prey. My girlfriend Abby.
Ah.
So like,
Like,
she
I-
like
Honestly,
is like
I love the
yeah.
ones that they came out for the Birds of Prey. They're
Yeah.
so cool. Man, they're so cool. But
Like,
yeah,
I
no.
have like the original like the Jester version Harley
mm.
pop figure. But she's out of the box and she's
Yeah, no, I
sitting-
have a special edition Harley Quinn over there. I'm weird in organizing ones. Like right there, I'm kind of like pointing at it. She's like in a Robin outfit, and it was like a throwaway cover of like a very recent Batman issue where she teamed up with Batman, so she dressed up as Robin. But they made a pop out of it because Harley
Brilliant.
is like
Because Harley
sell
is
all of the
cracked
stuff.
to nerds.
Yep.
no,
No.
yeah.
Adjust yourself there, Dan. Check yourself before you
Hey,
wreck
Dan,
yourself, sir.
we had a Star Wars
She's
conversation. We
amazing.
can talk about that.
I wasn't
No, yeah.
dissing her in any way. I'm just saying
No.
facts.
She's like nerd crack.
This is
They
facts.
can't. Yeah, no, they can't. It's very addicting.
It's true.
No,
And your teeth fall out.
As a DC,
All
as
of
a
mine are
DC
fake.
nerd boy,
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think Harley is the most like she's getting up there with Batman. Like she has become one of the most profitable DC properties
Oh, I'm sure.
in the history of
For
DC.
That's why
Sure.
she
yeah.
basically got her
She's
own
the
movie.
fucking best
2 didn't-
character.
now.
Mhm.
2 movies now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Black Widow hasn't even
Yeah,
gotten her own movie yet.
Because yeah. Who hasn't got their own
Hey.
movie?
Black Widow. It's coming.
Black
She
Widow.
won't.
It might
Yeah, she
happen. It
won't.
may not happen.
It's not happening
Honestly,
anymore.
Disney just needs to like stop being cowards and drop it on Disney Plus at this point. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Netflix. Do the Netflix route.
Don't
Just
be
start
cowards.
making content.
honestly,
Just put it out there,
Disney
yeah.
needs to stop being cowards and finally release New Mutants. I have been waiting for years
Doesn't
for
this
this
come out in
goddamn.
August?
It has
New
been a
Mutants comes out in
while.
August, right?
Pagan, this movie has been delayed for years.
Oh no.
This movie has been delayed 5 times, and it's probably going to
Why?
get delayed again because
Ash is so
first
upset.
was for reshoots.
I can see.
I am very
He's
upset.
very passionate about this
I
whole
was
thing.
very excited for this because it was supposed to be an X-Men horror movie.
Yeah. Did they just drop a new
And-
trailer for it?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they dropped
they
a new trailer
did.
in the
They
earlier
did,
this
but
year.
all the kids in the movies are grown up now because it was like 5 years ago when
Right.
this was supposed to come out.
Yeah, fair.
Like,
fair.
sorry, I'm very passionate about this. I was like, because I just want to watch this movie, and it keeps getting delayed over and over because like they did reshoots, then it was gonna come out when Deadpool 2 was gonna come out, so then they delayed it. But when they delayed it a second time, it was gonna come out when X-Men Phoenix or whatever the last X-Men was that was terrible. So then they delayed it again, and then the Fox Disney merger happened. And then when they released it again, because COVID happened, then it got delayed a 5th time. So it's been delayed 5 times.
Oh, wow.
I've just been stuck in purgatory waiting for this movie to come out.
I'm pretty sure they have a release date in August.
They
don't quote me on
do,
that,
but
let's see.
people are saying that's probably not
They're
going
gonna
to
delay it again.
Delay
Why
it
they
again.
cancel? Like if
Don't
it's
get
been
your
delayed
hopes up.
5 years,
Yeah,
just like
don't get your hopes up.
cut it.
Honestly,
Didn't they just
I'm
indefinitely postpone Mulan now because they don't want it to
Yes.
go to video?
Oh
and
yeah.
Tenet.
Why? Like Disney have such a stick up their butt. Like just
So-
put it on Disney Plus. People are
so
already
Pa-
paying for your content.
So Pagan, I used to work at a movie theater as a manager for like 6 years. Like that was my first job. And I can
Cool.
tell you this,
Ooh.
Disney is not
cool?
the great people that we all think they are. They basically
I
run
know.
like a mafia like health insurance scheme on the like they charge us for the posters, then they charge us for the advertisements, and then send people to go make sure that we are putting their advertisements that we paid for. And if we don't have their advertisements up, then they will pull the movies from our theater,
Yeah.
knowing that we are paying them to play their movies.
They are Disney overlords. You
Yeah,
must
like literally, like it's like a
confine,
mafia like racketeering
Mhm.
scheme.
That's how you
Like,
can afford to buy everything.
Yeah.
That's a pyramid scheme, basically.
It literally is.
Yeah,
Like,
Bernie Madoff. They took some notes. So
I'm like here building like the standee, and then Aaron comes in like a Disney outfit. Like that's a nice standee. Like where's that one poster? And like it like has like a baseball bat like ready to like break my legs.
Our podcast is gonna get
This is serious.
wrecked by Disney
yeah.
now.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah, no.
yeah,
You
shit.
need to cut that
Honestly.
entire part
But
out.
Yeah,
just
they'll
cut that
hold- yeah.
whole thing out.
You'll
Yeah,
get-
once we started Disney Plus, once we said the word Disney Plus, just cut that.
Oh
whole
yeah,
thing
no.
Just cut it.
Retro
Oh.
Replay is
Yeah.
gonna be like, you need to remove this because
Yeah.
we don't want to
We
be
do Father Knows
demonetized from
Best.
Disney.
Yeah.
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 Okay, well, going back to the Retro Replay Live with Nolan.
That
and
we did
he's
not talk
doing,
about at all yet.
Yeah, no.
We didn't talk about that at all. Going back to Retro Replay Live with Nolan this week about the super rare kind of behind the scenes footage book that he has. What did you guys think? I mean, obviously people were kind of bummed out about gameplay. People were on live chat and being like, "Oh, there's no gameplay," but like, listen, stuff happens.
It
and
was
they made
still
a
very
live out of it.
interesting
Aaron,
material to
I
talk
feel like
about.
you should lead this
Huh?
one. Aaron, you
What?
should lead this
Oh
one.
yeah. No, well, we
Go
talked
ahead,
about
Eric.
yeah. Okay, well, no, number one, I liked it, and that's, as a couple people in the room know, Uncharted 3 was my least favorite Uncharted, so
Mhm.
Oh,
it's
okay.
already starting at a
Number one
negative.
fave.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really good.
Not even
Okay,
close.
well, we'll
No.
go. Okay, sure.
no, it goes 2, 1, 4, 3. But anyway,
Aaron, I
so-
agree.
2, 1, 4, 3. 4 is the third on your
but
list.
Dan, that's
Pagan,
because we're
trust
old.
me.
That is
why.
right,
We
exactly.
Pagan,
we
mine
grew
is
up
3,
with this.
4, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Mine
Yeah,
is
Not even
4.
close.
Oh, mine is
Don't-
Oh,
don't mess
now
this
you're
up,
overthinking
Megan.
it.
Don't
Oh,
don't mess
no.
this up. Yo, bow out. Just take off.
I know,
behind the
no,
bushes.
yeah. All of the
Yeah.
viewers right now
Mine
watching the
is
Yeah, they're
podcast
just
are
like-
like,
4,
No, they got their
One.
keyboard
You
ready.
better
They're like,
get
oh,
this
let's
right,
get her.
Pagan.
3,
Let's
2.
get her.
2 is on the
4, 1, 3,
end.
2.
Screw you,
Yeah,
Pagan.
bye.
No, 2 is by far the best. Oh yeah, bye,
what?
Pagan.
Oh no!
You
She
just
committed
messed
to
up
the
my
bit.
cameras.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, Dan moved.
Wait,
What?
everyone just shifted
I'm
on
so
my screen.
confused.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
no
so
way!
confused. Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah.
But
You
no,
fucked it up, Pagan.
I actually liked it. I really do. Like, I love
Who
art
watches
books.
this podcast anyway, Dan?
Nah.
Like,
Oh!
I I'm here and I'm not even watching it. I have no clue what's even happening.
Exactly.
No,
I'm sorry, Aaron. What were you saying?
no, I love like books with the behind the scenes stuff. I love art books when they have like, you know, just artwork or like some of the picture of Nolan in the hangar door is super, like I love
it's really
artsy
cool.
I
stuff
just need
like
to see
that.
all the characters in T-pose. That's the one thing I wanted.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's the thing we were talking about
It's a
earlier.
fetish.
I love all the balls. Anything with
balls.
like the mocap balls, you know, I like literally I'll say it on here because you probably weren't recording, but as I was driving back from Starbucks, I was just kind of doing a refresher course and I didn't catch the beginning, like what Nolan was saying. And he kept saying, "Oh yeah, the balls, Aaron." And I was like, "It must be like somebody on the staff named Aaron that he was like, "Yeah, they're markers. Thank you very much, Aaron." Oh, PJ's joining in now, and I'm like, "Who is he talking?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," I was in the live chat going off about like ball jokes, and he was like, "Yeah, I've heard of ball, man." I was like, "Oh, he's talking to me. My bad."
Yeah.
Sorry, Nolan.
I'm pretty sure you dropped a highlighted message that said like, "That's a lot of balls" or something.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's something about ball lovers.
Which
or
Cass
something like
followed directly after and committed to the bit and said, "I love balls."
I didn't see what she
said. I love balls.
She said, "I love balls."
Oh yeah, no, because that's what I said. I think I said something like shout out to the replayer community being ball lovers or something.
Both me and Charlotte were both typing in the chat at the same time, and Charlotte entered it before me, and we're like, "Of course you do, Cass."
Oh dang! That's
Damn.
fire. Well, all I got from PJ responded to it, and he just added me, and then 3 exclamation points. That was it. He was just like, "Dude, I can't go with you."
I can't even comment.
He's like,
on
I know. He's like, I've had too much. I've had too much wine.
Too much red wine. I can't even with Aaron. I can't even Aaron.
No,
Can't even.
Can't even.
Can't odd.
No. I got that.
Did you?
And I did.
Nobody
I'm
does.
Googling
Don't worry
it
about
right
it.
now. No, I'm kidding. I got it.
Dan, what did you think of the episode?
I was really worried about Nolan's doggos and not,
the doggos on the
not
same.
getting bitten and dying from rattlesnake bites. I thought it was an interesting idea and concept for the video, but unfortunately and sadly, I didn't watch a lot of it because I was too busy dealing with you butts.
Yeah.
Whose fault is
We're a
that?
lot.
Hey,
We're a handful.
Well,
Special
to be
Don't
fair,
blame Ash and Aaron.
be
Ash and
fair,
Aaron both
Like
had
that.
an opinion about this thing, and they were in the same Zoom you were in.
I
So don't
normally
be throwing the blame. Don't be
am
throwing shade.
more active in the live chat during the episode, and I don't actually really watch the episode. I kind of like listen and interact and talk and chat. We're all chatting with each other. We're all talking to each other, and then I go back and watch the episode after the fact. But I haven't had a chance to do that this week, sadly.
Same. That's how I've been pretty much since I joined. Yeah.
Because we're so busy
in
interacting and engaging with each other that it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a live episode, like, but Nolan was really in the moment, and you're not going to get any real answers out of him. Like in the beginning, they were like, "Send us your questions," but there's no way you're going to get any questions answered, especially when he latches onto Aaron's balls.
Okay.
Which people tend to do.
Phrasing.
No, Aaron is like, Aaron will drop a comment in any live chat and get a response immediately from PJ, Drew, or like it's like a superpower of his.
No, it really is. Well, again, it's from being the loudest person in the room, even through like my keyboard is loud somehow. So that's why it just seems. One of my favorites was how me and Nolan have the running, like we need to go to the bar together sometime so we can get kicked out like instantly. And the one, I think it was the very first Uncharted 3 playthrough, I was just joking around, and I think I did like a little shout out or something like that, like, yeah, here's to me and Nolan, you know, going to the pub and getting kicked out right away. And literally a couple lines down, this is another one I missed, somebody told me about, I went back and like scrolled back up. He goes, "Aaron, the bar scene's coming up." He got, like, I saw that comment. So much excitement in that comment alone. Like when he added me, I was like, "Yes, I totally forgot about this."
You guys say Drew watches the podcast. Drew, if you're watching the podcast,
he listens. He listens.
If you listen, all right.
You just do this. You go, Drew.
When COVID ends, I need you to invite Aaron and Nolan to go to a bar and just record their interactions, because that would make quality retro replay.
That'd be so good.
Like
so
I would pay good money to watch. I would pay a Patreon access to watch that video.
And it could be interactive too, because it's basically a Deadpool. You guess how many minutes we could last before we get kicked out.
Yeah, exactly.
So kind of like a wagering.
I got 6 minutes. How long does it take to drink a pint?
All right.
How long does it take to down a pint?
I can chug
Not
a beer
6
pretty
minutes.
quick. So.
Not 6 minutes.
That's if we even get served. I mean, we might not even get a beer. That's the problem. We might get kicked out of the waiting area. So
that's true.
You never know.
I would totally agree with you, Dan. I think this is a really nice experience by being in the Zoom chat and like being with everybody there. and listening to it. That was my first time actually when the episode went live, being in the Zoom to hear what you guys were saying while it was live. Which is really, really interesting because it's such a community experience, and like you are hearing everybody and you're seeing everybody's reactions to whatever Nolan's saying. It's hard, like you say, to concentrate on whatever.
It's like the live
happening.
chat on crack, being in the Zoom chat.
Yeah. Yes.
If you're listening to the podcast, check out our Zoom meetings every.
Open to
Zoom.
everyone.
Hosted by Brandy.
Open to everybody. That's open to everybody.
Yeah.
We'll try not to scare you too much.
If you want to hop in and
promises.
be like, "Hey, Aaron, Ash, I saw you on the podcast. You guys suck." Just do that. Like,
hey, we love that. We love getting roasted. Yeah, we love it. Honestly, we're sick like that. We like when people.
This podcast's not even gonna air. It's just gonna be like, there was technical difficulties this week.
Dan, beforehand, when we were like joking around, like all like the.
I did already call what I was gonna name this episode.
It's gonna be a dumpster fire.
I thought it was going to be when Minecraft and Resident Evil have a fucked up baby. That's the farce. I thought that was gonna be the title, but all right.
That could be the tag. That'll be the tagline, like an action movie or something.
Baby. I was like, oh.
That'll be the Die Hard tagline. Yeah. No, I think Dan literally has a couple ulcers for the last 2 weeks. Like he's been so. I'm pretty sure he's been.
No, Aaron and I have been like throwing out all these crazy things that we were doing as a bit to stress Dan out.
Oh, I was not concerned about that at all.
No, he doesn't.
Because I was talking to Pagan about having butter beers while you guys were on. It's just like we're gonna get drunk on butterbeer.
There you go.
And then I had seen the White Claw advert, so I thought, let me get a hold of that. And then I thought, no, that's a bad idea.
me and Ash can host our own episode while you guys just get hammered.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Guest episode host. I'm down for it. Yeah, down for it one day. We'll do drunk cast. We did one with Robot Ninja Shark, so why not?
There's been requests for more.
There has been requests for more, which is really interesting. You're kind of like, why?
Oh no, I think
you guys should do a rated R episode of the podcast with players playing Jackbox.
I was gonna say, I was like, when is it not rated R?
I'm talking about. I remember when Pagan made a bunch of us in her stream play Jackbox together, and we and she's like, "It just must be PG."
Yeah, it was
and
like
literally, she disarmed every single joke I had. I was like,
I don't even think I joined that one because I just like I can't. I have nothing.
It's not fair. Like I didn't make you do anything. I asked you if you wanted to play. I will send you a code, and you said yes. And then I was like, by the way, this is my Twitch stream, and it has to be rated R for certain purposes. Now you can swear, but
it has
just
to be rated R.
Listen to me. Y'all go too far. The R rating is not strong enough for me.
I was gonna say that
that's a nice thing
you've ever said. The R rating and like go to like extreme stuff. I was like, can you please like keep it as PG as possible? That was probably why episode shit.
My stuff is all at someone's expense too. That's the other problem is I don't want to get you in trouble because I'm going to make fun of everyone. So that's my biggest problem.
There's a reason I'm not affiliated on Twitch because we keep using my Twitch to do the Jackbox games, and we're just waiting for that one to get banned, and then I'm gonna make another one, and then we're gonna wait till that one gets banned. So
it's just like
one day when you cross the line too far, and somebody comes in, like, gotta report that.
Oh, we have. Just Twitch hasn't noticed.
No.
Yeah, they don't care. They just literally were crying. They couldn't do anything about it. They're just so bummed out.
Some Twitch employee probably did notice and was like, and then just
exactly.
He was like, they're fine.
Let's see where that goes. That goes. All right, okay, let's move on to the next segment. We have a question from Drew this week. So we got 2 questions. Who has the darkest humor on set? And who would you like to have on the show one day for retro reply? Here we go. I'll turn up my volume. Okay.
The Bearded King.
Mm-hmm.
The Beard King.
Who has the darkest humor on set? Yeah, that for sure is Uncle Noli.
Standard.
Yeah, hands down. That's an easy one. Uncle Noli. Is there an ideal guest you would love to have on the show one day? Oh, wow. I mean, I'm super excited to start bringing on guests after we get out of quarantine. Our heads are all reeling. I know we all have people in mind, friends, wish lists, people that we think could just be ideal. A couple people come to mind for me personally. I think I'd love to have Felicia Day on the show. I love her style of humor. I think she's such a cool person. I mean, we all work together with her on Con Man, and she's just such a down-to-earth person, such a great sense of humor. I think she'd be a great fit with Nolan as a guest. I think it'd be cool to have like J.J. Abrams on the show, like nerd out about Star Trek with Nolan, talk about like Lost and Alias and what he's working on next, and Star Wars. I mean,
How about
I think that'd
Cloverfield?
just be a wild conversation. I think him and Nolan probably get along really well. Gosh, who else? Like Seth Green. Oh my God, Seth Green is so funny. He'd just be a perfect fit with Nolan on a couch. The stuff he does with Robot Chicken, I think, is just brilliant. So yeah, I mean, just a smattering, but gosh, the sky's the limit, guys. So we're really excited to start bringing a guest on the show.
Drew's got quite the list.
Drew's got quite the list.
He does.
I think Seth Green's a great shout. He was on the members live. What was that for? Oh, the charity, the Australian World Day charity.
Oh yeah.
He came on there for a minute. That was cool.
That was such a good. I watched that entire thing, not thinking I was going to, but it was so good. Like that. No. Shout out to my doppelganger, man, Jeff Winger himself. Like knocking over the paints, dude. That was my favorite part. Joel McHale. That
podcast meant a lot to me because my dad lives in Australia, and he was like texting me about the fires because he like was like dealing with it like in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, no. So my dad like worked. He got a job, so he moved to Australia. So he lives in Sydney and all that other stuff. So like he was. I'll never forget. Like this is like a weeks after the podcast when like the fires died. I texted him like, so how's like what's it like without the like what's going on with the fires? And he texted me being like, yeah, so we don't have any fires anymore because we got a bunch of rain. It came down. I was like, that's awesome. He's like, yeah, but now we got floods. I was like,
they just can't cut a break, can they?
Kind of break in Australia.
Oh no.
See you later, Dad. Have fun with
I know.
What do you say?
I want to shout out Felicia Day. Like, I think that would be great to get Felicia Day on there because one, I'm a big fan of hers. I like watching her web series, The Co-opitude, that she does with her brother. She plays retro games with her brother and other like modern games, but they always play like cool like couch co-op games. Oh yeah, check it out. They're a good time, and she and her brother have a really cool dynamic together. Like they're really good friends, brother and sister, and they play a lot of co-op games together, and they have a really awesome back and forth. So
he seems like a really cool guy. I like him a lot. He's like actually pretty funny.
Yeah, Ryan's pretty cool, and I think she would be a good time to have on there. Not to mention her character on Con Man. I want to shout that out. She was the craziest weird character in that show. And she was only in a handful of episodes, I think. But I don't know if you've caught a Pagan.
I didn't know, not yet.
She basically plays like a weird like Comic-Con roadie, and it's just I can't explain it. You have to watch it.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Candace and I came up with the perfect guest for him. He needs to have Nathan Fillion on.
Yes. I remember when you mentioned that, my mind blew.
Drake and Drake. Drake and Drake.
We've actually said as much on the podcast before. We mentioned Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
PJ has also said the same. PJ said that he would love to
I would love that. I would love that. Him or Alan Tudyk doing a one-on-one with.
They've both been highly requested, actually.
Yeah. No, I think that would be hilarious.
I think we shouted out Nathan Fillion on Drew's episode of the podcast, and he talked about PJ wanted to bring him on because of that.
Yeah. What about you, Ash?
I'm all for a bunch of I kind of want to see Todd and Liam because we've been watching their like Get Good stuff. Like I'm excited to see Get Good become a part of Retrieve, but I'd like to see them after seeing how they act on Twitch. I think them interacting with Nolan would be very funny in person.
I think Todd especially. I feel like Todd would be real good. I love Todd.
Todd would be so much fun to watch interact with Nolan. And also, honestly, my pick was Nathan Fillion, and like that's
good
an all-star. Though, can I share my favorite moment of dark humor from Uncle Noli? Aaron knows what story I'm about to tell.
Go for it.
So you guys are actually a part of this story.
We are?
Yeah.
Dan might know this when you start telling him.
Dan probably will. So, at the moment, I'm like,
it happened during the live episode that both of you were a part of.
I know where this is going already.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
So like literally like a week beforehand, or like a couple weeks beforehand, the whole Last of Us 2 spoilers hit the internet. I got spoiled, and
which I was none the wiser to.
Yeah. I don't care about spoilers because when you work at a movie theater for so long, like you learn to appreciate movies and like entertainment.
Regardless
of getting spoiled, because you're gonna get spoiled.
Yeah,
so
for
sure. I didn't care. Honestly, what I heard about like The Last of Us 2 blew my mind. I was like, this is a great idea. I can't wait. And then Aaron was like, just tell me. So I told Aaron. And Aaron was like, this is awesome. And I remember we were in the Zoom because I was fucked up on White Claws. And we were dropping all of that money
The
going
hashtag.
Dan is
That's
hot.
never a good way to start a sentence. I was
Yeah.
fucked up on White Claw.
White Claw,
But it
just
was-
White Claw.
Yeah,
just,
no, White Claw. But then the question
Sorry,
came up being like, Uncle Noli, are you a part of The Last of Us Part 2? And he goes, and like, I forget, you guys were like doing a bit being like, oh yeah, no, we won't tell. Like, no, it's okay. It'll be our secret. And then Nolan looks at the camera and says, actually, yeah, I did the motion capture for the golf club, for the infamous golf club.
The infamous golf club, yeah.
And Cooper then goes,
no,
like,
I think
just
he
like,
literally, his soul escaped. He just was, he made one of those like, like, you know, like, oh, dude, like, don't, no.
And then in the Zoom, Aaron and I, like, we were like in different parts of like the Zoom, but we both knew that we locked eyes with each other when that happened. We were like, did this man just spoil The Last of Us to everybody in this live stream without them knowing?
He did.
And
months before the release.
And then he tried to recover. He just, so anyway, how about them Bears? And it's like, no, the damage is done, bro. You're done.
I will say that I firmly believe from other sources that he had no idea what he was saying. He just knew that a golf club was related to the spoiler.
Probably,
so when he said that, I actually don't think he copped on until actually the game was released. And then he was like, oh.
The context of the golf club and what was happening with the transition of retro replay at the time made it so much funnier for us.
And he said infamous. The fact that he said the infamous, I'm like, he knows that the golf club wasn't for golfing. It wasn't a golf game.
I honestly don't think he actually knew. I think he was trying to be funny and then actually realized later what he said. And he was like,
I had to go back and rewatch that moment because in the moment at the time, I didn't get, like, I was like, all right, we're going to play Uncharted. We're playing Uncharted with Noli. I didn't hear the spoiler.
Even I did.
So I didn't know anything about a golf club.
Whoa. Because I didn't
heard
know
any
what the spoiler meant. And then I heard the golf club thing and I was like, oh no. And then it spoiled The Last of Us for me. And I was like, oh,
honestly,
no.
I want to say when he said that, I thought he was making a Con Man reference because in Con Man, he makes jokes about doing the mocap for inanimate objects. So that's what I thought he was doing.
Maybe he was.
I literally don't think he knew what he said. I thought he was trying to be funny. And
I was just like, whoop, okay, let's play Uncharted.
Oh shit.
Pagan,
also,
when that happened, Pagan turned transparent right at that point.
I was too concerned about how badly I was gonna have to carry all of you guys playing Uncharted. So
damn.
Shots fired, literally. Literal shots fired, dude.
Hashtag Dan is hot.
Yeah, hashtag Dan is hot.
Actually, speaking of that, though, like there was a question on Uncle Noli this week where they're like, "How do I get over a death of a fictional character?" And I feel like a lot of people in the comments as well was like, "Do you think she meant Joel?" I think they meant.
Oh yeah.
Do you think they meant
I feel like he
they
made a
Joel.
golf
Like,
pun in that answer.
Probably did. Yeah, he probably did.
Probably did.
Yeah.
I will die. Like I said earlier, I will.
Oh,
die
he said
on
hit
that
the hit the nail on the head, like talking about the writers. Like hitting the nail on the head. It was like
No, I don't think he was trying to be sly. I think he actually meant.
No,
like,
I think he actually meant that.
He says, "Enjoy the memories of the character, and if you don't like it, write your alternative ending." And I'm like, yes, all of that, copy and paste that, post it into the internet because people need to get over it. That turned weird. All right.
Thanks, Ashkan.
I just like that story because both of you were on the episode when it happened.
Yes.
And like
I caught it.
Like
I caught what he said. I just
moved
swiftly on from that.
Yeah.
Don't draw attention to it because no one else might. Like people might not.
Everyone froze. They're just like.
I was just oblivious.
Yeah, no.
Dan was too busy winning. Hashtag winning.
Again, hearing that he did not know what he was saying makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
Because like he basically made this extra because again, like the timing of what was happening with the transition of retro replay at the time and the context of what the golf club did in the video game.
Yeah.
Just made the joke even way funnier for us. It's like we were like,
I died. I died. I was like, oh yeah.
You were like, oh.
I firmly assert that I'm pretty sure Nolan had no idea and was just trying to make a joke. And be funny, and then it didn't land, and Cooper probably.
Are we talking to intern Pagan now?
Yeah.
No, like not at all.
I love that. I love it.
I'm telling you, like he just didn't. He didn't seem like he knew what he meant.
Like her, I can see her getting more tan, like her emoji as she
exactly.
No, not at all. I think it's more because Cooper copped it and made a sound, and then it it spoiled the game for me. So I literally don't think he knew. And I was like, I don't think he knew that, because if he did, why would he spoil the game? Oh well.
I
It
love
was
the
so
difference
funny.
between their take. Pagan is all like, no, he didn't mean. He never means any what he said. And Dan's like, oh, he knew. He was trying to ruin it for everybody.
Honestly, Cooper's face is what made that moment.
Oh,
'cause,
absolutely.
Like, he was like the parent, like sorry, like the
Yes.
who like hears their parents say something and is like,
yeah, that's my dad. Everything I say to him, basically, just like, dude, that didn't happen. Don't ever say that again.
It was a great setup for what we were going to see in Father Knows Best, because like we've seen that face multiple other times.
Yes. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm actually going to wrap up the show just here. In terms of retro replayers that are listening, if you guys have any questions for the show, please feel free to send them across to the replayerpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll get them answered right here by the cast and crew of Retro Replay. Yes, if anybody's looking to follow you guys on socials, or if there's any projects that you're involved in right now that you'd like to promote, like your Twitch or anything, this is the time to do it. So, Aaron, we can start with you.
My Twitter is @AaronMBiz, BIZ. And my Twitch channel is Age Guitar, all one word.
Awesome. Do you have a stream schedule or anything, or like do you act?
I don't. I am also crazy busy with my diary, so I kind of just stream whenever.
Is it just hearts?
No, sometimes it's unicorns, and a lot of times it's a heart that turns into a dinosaur. So
cute.
I'm real.
It's
busy.
a lot of robots. A lot of mechs.
Exactly. A lot of robots
Gundams.
riding dinosaurs, dinosaurs riding robots, whatever you're into.
Super creative.
No shame.
Mine are just hearts.
Yeah, no, I would love to do that.
What happened to the Pagan doodles? Do we still have Pagan doodles?
Yeah.
We don't have Pagan doodles
You used to
anymore.
do
How
Pagan
interesting
doodles.
is that? I used to doodle all the time while I was doing the podcast, because I would be too.
We would
my
do a
brain
collection
doesn't-
of Pagan's doodles when we were doing the
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh fuck! I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
So
No, I don't
it's just
doodle
Pagan
anymore.
board. It's pretty much Pagan board. Whenever Dan talks, she's just like, yeah, whatever.
Well, I think it's because we switched the video, so she actually has to be like engaged and focused on what's happening rather than just talking.
I actually do think that's why.
She has to put on a tie.
Yeah, I have to put on a
tie
tie.
to
Profesh.
corporate. We're all corporate here.
Yeah.
Evidently.
I gotta make an effort. I wore pants and a shirt, so look, I'm here.
Yeah, that's the best you can do.
Yeah.
Mm.
Unfortunately, can't do much about this, but
Aw.
no, but because we had to move to video, like I don't have to do that anymore. But if you're just talking and I'm listening, even on phone calls and everything like that for customers, I have to doodle. Otherwise, I'll just lose
Go crazy,
or like lose whatever the hell they're talking about, because I'll just forget what they're talking about. Yeah, there you go. So we don't
Anyway.
get those anymore. Ash, what about you? What about regarding socials for you?
You can find me if you search Batcave11, I literally use that for everything. Like except for the only thing I don't use Batcave11 for is on Twitter and on Twitch. It is Batcave11_Ash. I am currently in a legal dispute with whoever owns Batcave11 on both those platforms.
Fuck them.
But until that happens, yeah, you can follow me there. Follow my Twitch. You can catch us doing terrible jokes if you want before it gets banned from Twitch. Honestly, with the jokes we do on Quiplash and my girlfriend showing her feet on camera, like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get banned.
That was a close call.
Eventually.
That was a
very close call.
No, everyone in the chat was like, no, not the feet.
Literally, literally, I was like playing Overcooked with my girlfriend, and my phone was down because my chat was on my phone. I was like, wasn't paying attention, and she like just put her feet up on the table, and they were in socks, and everyone was like, Twitch is gonna ban you because it has like a weird rule about feet.
Really? It doesn't really have a weird rule about feet?
Yep.
I have
If
to
you
look
see
this
on
up.
camera, you will get banned.
Stop it.
Because
No
it's
joke.
I think it's
a
because it's a
fetish?
fetish
It wasn't even
thing.
in a sexual way. She just was like just chilling,
No,
put
it
her
doesn't
foot
have-
up on the camera,
That's not
like
fair.
No.
feet on
No
the
feet.
table, like
No
just
feet.
chilling. And I'm like, Billy literally had to call me and be like, take her feet, like you need to put her feet off
Grab
the
her
table. You will
feet
get banned.
now.
I was like,
But wait,
What?
because they're in socks though, surely that wouldn't
No,
ban
they're
your
it
feet.
counts.
bare feet. Yeah.
no, they were in socks, but like no.
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
you can't have
know,
bare feet on there, right? You can have
I
like
thought it was
You
just
can
bare
have
feet.
either. You can just
Oh,
any
really?
feet. Any
I
feet.
thought it was just bare feet.
No,
though.
any feet.
Oh,
no
man.
stop.
No
Any-
feet.
That's such a
No
weird
feet.
thing. Like don't kink shame people. Like that's just mean.
Kink
Well,
shame.
so
Feet.
there's an easy way out of that. Just cut your feet off if you're going to be a hardcore
Honestly,
streamer. I mean,
that's
the
fair.
easiest way. Just be a peg leg, and then
Legit,
you'll get
the
banned for
easiest
that
way.
somehow.
For sure.
I know. I'm gonna
Submit
get
to
a
the-
parrot. I'm gonna name it Aaron.
To rewind it for a bit there, when you were giving your socials, you had a moment where it sounded like you were going to do like what I do, like, yeah, that's my name on everything except on Twitter. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
that's my thing.
No, if you want to email me, batcave11@gmail.com. Like literally, I use batcave11 for everything. Like my girlfriend makes fun of me for it.
Why 11?
So I was
get
at
the Batcave because who wouldn't?
This is
but
literally
11.
There's a whole story. I was at Comic-Con. I was 11 years old. I wanted to sign up for a contest. They said I needed it. I needed an email. So this like very attractive lady in a very hot Punisher cosplay helped me make an email at the convention center on the convention floor. And they're like, "How old are you?" I was like, "I'm 11." So she's like, "Batcave 11." And so I've stuck with that for like everything.
That's kind of cute. That's a good story.
But also creepy.
Oh no, I was staring at her the entire time. I was like, "What? Email? What's an email?"
Email? Will you email me when I'm done making
Yeah,
this?
I'm done with this.
Yeah. Now
let's
that
keep
you
in
have
touch,
my
baby.
contact.
Yeah. Let's keep in touch, baby.
Yeah, let's keep it. No, yeah. So I just kept Batcave 11 for everything. And if I'm not Batcave 11, I'm Batboy 11. It's
a weird Batman fetish is what it is.
Process, guys, I do not process change very, very well. So like I try to keep everything as similar as possible. I think that's why I'm a brand loyalist, because I do not want to like process changing things. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Dan, what about you? Where can we find you at?
Well,
just in case it's changed in the last
similar to
4 podcasts.
Ash, I also am Stark Evil Vash on pretty much every platform, and I have been Stark Evil Vash for 16 years. I've had that name for a long time. I also have an email with Stark Evil Vash, and I have also my handle on just about every platform is Stark Evil Vash.
Yeah.
The only difference is my Twitter handle, which is Stark E Vash. That's STARK VASH.
You know what that's literally become like? This literally become like the plot.
Plot.
It is the plot. Vash.
Plot.
If you guys are gonna follow me on socials or on Twitch is Pagan_plays, Instagram Pagan_plays, and Twitter is Pagan plays no underscore.
And I'm Twitch. Stark Evil Vash.
Yeah, Stark Evil Vash on Twitch as well. We're all on things. It's in the show notes. Click them, and you can just go follow and stay up to date with our amazing
support
content.
The podcast, like me.
Support the podcast. Yes, if you guys want to support the podcast, you can click on the support link in the description below. It's the Anchor support link. You guys can support from as little as $1 a month. Yes. Okay, I think we're done.
My tum-tums.
All right, my tum-tums.
Also, thank you so much to everyone on
guys.
Retro Replay for all that you do, because without you guys, the Repair podcast wouldn't exist. That's everyone on cast and crew. Thank you guys so much for everything you guys are doing. Find us on Facebook and Twitter, and look forward to every Wednesday when we upload new episodes of the podcast. On Facebook and Twitter, it's just the Repair podcast. Simple, easy, all good. Thank you guys for joining us today, Ash, Aaron.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Aaron.
To get all dressed up for us and join us on the podcast.
That's right.
Today.
That's right.
Guys, let's go.
I'm going out to dinner at a fancy restaurant after this. No, I can't because it's Corona.
When you're podcasting at 4, but you got dinner at 8 with your parents. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, got it.
Exactly. I gotta make my dad uncomfortable in about a half hour, so I'm ready to go.
I was gonna say, like, if you had a white shirt now, Aaron, you could just pretend to be Hitman and be like, "Yeah, I gotta go kill some people at like 8."
I mean, that could happen. You never know.
Yeah.
Hey, like he just left his job at the Radio Shack. Like he just got home and is like tying.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like he's auditioning or like.
No, it's a geek. This is my Geek Squad outfit.
It's very close to the Shaun of the Dead outfit.
The collar is upturned. And it's great.
Yes. Because it was a bad day. With the worst the day, the higher.
Of your tie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Spidey.
Spider-Man.
I'm
not all business. I'm like a human mullet. You know,
not all
business up top. Play it.
Yeah,
play
mine
is
the Flash logo. You can very tiny versions of them.
Mine is very dull striped blue tie
hey,
that somehow
look at that twinsies.
Ash also has. That's kind of cool. And Dan's just got a nice purple tie. What can you say?
I love purple.
Purple.
I like purple.
I like purple. I like turtles. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. Game over, folks. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, so basically it's gonna be a 10-minute episode, right?
Yeah, I'm cutting all of that.
All of that.
Hang on. Wait not balls.
Dude.
Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. That should be the new bit. That's amazing.
That
dude.
is adorable.
Honestly, that should be your thing.
Hang on, I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, click. I love it. So satisfying.